what's up, Freddie?
Don't tell me. I'm here with Diana and Shetty and a bunch of friends. It's a very special
This
setup.
is what happens when you go to Bionic Brew Joe.
Yeah.
We're not in Baisha Joe anymore. We're now in Nantou. Right around the corner.
Shit.
Yeah, he forgot his memory.
Don't hire him for your marketing.
You were like, let's make it the Baisha Joe fucking episode.
Oh, this is the Baisha Joe bar chat.
And then
That was just a clickbait.
And then I was like, okay, I'll roll with it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I get
Baisha Joe
that.
bar chat.
So anyways,
Fuck,
Yeah.
man.
Are we going to
thanks.
pretend we are back in 2017 and nothing happened?
oh, in China is normal?
Shit.
Why not, man?
Yeah, I was young. I looked like Brad Pitt or something like that.
I was thin.
That never happened.
Trying to quit. No, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we are making this podcast because one of our main guests, she is still silent, but we are trying to make her say something.
I got nothing.
Yeah,
It's like,
we had a bunch of suitcases and dirty wheels.
Will Bastards.
Will
the
Bastards,
name of the drink
sorry.
is Will Bastard.
no,
With
no,
bastards.
everything is okay. No one is
and-
watching this, so don't worry.
And basically, it's gonna be what I would call a 360 degrees podcast because we don't know where to start and we are not gonna know where it's coming from. So it's
That's
like
good.
I'm pretty good with that.
That's good that it's podcast and it's not the orgy, for example.
absolutely, absolutely.
Sorry.
And,
So what's up, Barbecue David? The whole reason
you
why
already
why we got here is because I said you're leaving China.
Right, so this is a fucking trap you set for me. I got drunk, and you showed up
And
at the
the-
bar,
And then
and then Freddie showed up, and he was like, "I want to talk some shit."
Yeah, but you've been trying to get him on here for a while, right?
For a
Because,
while,
I mean,
yeah.
I remember at least about a year ago when we opened the new spot where you were talking to him about what he was
coming
doing
on.
and coming
Yeah.
on, and it never happened, right?
no,
I got back here and I got super busy.
he's super busy at
Super
Bionic.
busy.
Really have no life.
Next door.
Except I come to Bionic. 'cause
I even had to design a whole fucking office for him before he come to the podcast, man. It was like crazy, man.
Hey, you do, son.
Yeah, I mean, he designed he built a whole brand new office, a beautiful office, by the way, right?
Freddie. Amazing.
I only got to see once at a barbecue where Freddie fell off his chair,
Did he?
and
I didn't see this
yeah.
part.
No, I don't know if you were there, but you were in the building. I don't know if you saw it, but like it wasn't, to be honest, his fault. The chairs are a little bit janky, and like one of the wheels.
Mohammed.
Because he chose
Oh, you chose the chairs? Okay, so it is his fault. Ultimately,
I didn't design it.
I mean, if he chose the chairs, like it's his fault. He fell off the fucking chair. It was funny, but he caught himself.
Hey
I think
Ryan,
someone
my
else fell
engineer,
off the
can
chair
you
right
fix
after
those
that.
chairs this week?
There's like easy chairs to fall off or what? Or just fucking.
Yeah, they're like a top heavy. I don't know how the
No,
fuck.
but that one's he's not talking about the midget chairs. No. The midget chairs, no. I bought half of them off, but the one on the wheels in the
Yeah, the one on the wheels. I don't know what
the
that's
picture
what-
chairs.
No, the stools with wheels.
Okay.
yeah.
Just fucking slipped off.
Yeah. But apparently that was a fun. Number one, the food was delicious. Whatever
Oh,
you
man.
guys were
Fucking
cooking.
number one, man.
Right.
You're at.
The Kamado Joe, whatever you did with that pork. I mean, we took it home.
Yeah.
But
I think you don't want to know.
I want to hear the story though after the party because I went home like a somewhat adult, and the next.
I brought 4 kegs to the party. But
Yeah, I
I'm
did
going
bring-
home as an adult.
I did go home, but I heard a story of him getting smacked in the face later that night.
They got Will
randomly.
Smith.
Hey,
No, he's the one who put the guy down, and that was right before I left.
I don't know what you're
Hey,
talking
hey.
about.
just use no names. No names.
No names,
Yeah,
but
I'm not going to say anything about this.
I heard
He was French.
Because he doesn't remember anything of what happened.
So what happened?
All the time. You know?
no, it was wild because, like, from my understanding, and the guy that, whose name will not go said is a really nice guy. Like he's always
super
been
nice
a super
guy.
nice guy, been very friendly, and somehow he just wanted to get angry. I don't know what happened, but what happened that night?
He's just
Must have been too many beers, man.
Or you got in a
Beers
fight
were
with him?
yours, right?
It was my beer.
It's your fault.
I apologize. Sorry, Diana.
It's because of Bionic.
I believe,
All because
Diana,
of
I believe
Bionic.
we need to change the topic because we don't.
No.
Yes.
Okay, a little tough.
No.
No problem. I'll tell you the story. So you guys super fucking drunk at the barbecue?
Who? Which guy?
Diana.
All of us.
A guy.
Everybody. And somebody wanted to punch him at the end of the night.
The chef.
No, just a random guy.
Oh, someone. Someone wanted to punch a French
I
guy.
want to explain this. Because all the people was drunk around me, so one guy say, "Oh, I want to punch your face," and I believe, "Oh, this motherfucker is making sure." I say, "Punch me!" Boom, fuck.
He will smack your ass.
There was blood.
You really did that, yeah.
There was blood.
Really? Because
There was blood.
No, there's no blood. It's
He
like
just
very black.
he clocked him,
Black
good.
with
You to the French guy.
no.
No, the French guy was like, somebody punched me.
Oh, you just wanted to get punched?
No, the other guy did.
Oh, the French guy wanted to get.
Can I say something in Spanish?
He's a hooligan.
No.
The French hooligan.
The French hooligan say, "I really want to punch you in your face," and all the people was making jokes. So I believe say, "Okay, bro, punch me," because I believe it was.
Oh, he said that to you?
Yeah, and I believe it was a joke. So I say, "Yeah, punch me." The Thank God I had a lot of gin. But for a week I was like wearing like very special tattoo with my face.
Like Mike Tyson.
It was a fucking decent meeting. I was like, yeah, no, I'm just
Cooking.
you know?
Cooking.
It's like, how I explain this shit? But it was totally funny because I really say, bro, punch me.
Boom.
Shit happened.
He's the nicest guy, you know. Like
Yes,
he's the nicest
a
guy.
good guy.
I don't know.
He
That's-
just likes to get wild.
I'm so glad I went home.
Did you punch him back?
No.
I just
No,
left
Mr.
because I was
Mr.
already
G?
making a mess there
No.
before.
I just put the guy in the floor with like all these like two
like
softly,
nicely
you're
on the
nice
floor.
French guy. I'm going to put you on the floor.
But
And
you,
I'm going to-
to be fair, that you asked for it. It's not like it's not like it's not like
You
he
believe
like,
that I like that
punch you.
weird
He said I
shit?
want to punch you, and you're like,
Push
okay,
it.
do it.
Matias, you pushed it. You
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
not aware of that part of the story. I thought he
Oh,
randomly
like,
clocked you.
Maybe. Do you mean that I like some?
No, I'm
weird
not
shit?
saying that at all. But I'm saying like you
He
can't.
just saying he's saying everyone talks shit, and you were like,
Maybe
you
some weird
didn't expect it to happen. So like, yeah, why not?
But
Fucking
he
hit
still,
me.
he still
Maybe I
approved
was-
of
You
it.
bet on him, but
I
you
mean,
literally.
I would say he at
about
least
it.
sanctioned it.
Yeah, he sanctioned it.
You sanctioned it.
Oh, you are right. Maybe I was looking for that.
You literally
Okay,
said,
we need to kill this guy because.
punch me.
Where are you going? It's,
I want to get a beer.
It's in the fridge. It's in the fridge.
yeah, but you did ask for it, man.
So he.
You can't be
I
angry.
believe no.
You can't be
So
angry.
that's why,
The big
nicely, with all respect of the law in China, I put the guy in the floor and say, "Bro, I'm going to hold your neck and say, please calm down." All the other things in the video are like.
But he was wild before. Like,
Yeah, bring
no,
me
he
one.
started
Bring me
punching
one.
himself.
Oh, after.
Yeah.
And I
Hey,
put
why
him in the
not?
floor.
Bring him around.
I know.
Bring him
Actually, I put him in the floor because he started punching. Say, no, it's like crazy weird reaction. He
Oh,
started
that's
punching
fun.
his face and he
That's
started
creepy.
bleeding. But he started punching himself. I said, bro, and that's why I put the guy in the floor and said, bro, calm down, with the kind of like
Thank you.
jiu-jitsu or whatever thing. And he started calm down, but he has like this. And he's super nice guy. But I don't know what happened.
Definitely a lot of fun to party with.
Oh,
He
man.
sounds
He's
definitely
great.
like a very nice guy, man. Someone to
Totally.
fucking punch you in the face in a split seconds. I mean, he's one of the nicest person I would want to meet.
Thankfully, didn't.
It's all Joe's fault, though, man. All your devil juice that you fucking
Yeah,
brought.
man.
I'm the adult with 3 kegs.
And you went home like an adult, by the way.
4 kegs.
Everything goes
Look,
to.
I know my limits.
you
I've been
saying
doing
that
this a
everything's
while.
related to
So,
this?
you know.
You just turned into a father already, eh?
Yes, I had a baby a couple
Congratulations.
months ago. Yeah, you know, I love it. She's great.
How's the daddy life?
Yeah.
I don't mind. I like it. I like the daddy life. It's,
Changing diapers.
I change at least 3 or 4 a day. You know,
Daddy.
every morning.
Call him Daddy.
it.
Daddy Joe.
Well, she can't talk yet. The kid, you know, she's still.
Drink beer.
Hey, get this one. There's a crack in the top of the can, so that one's leaking. The other ones can last longer. Yeah, take that. Yeah, Yeah.
You say give to the one who's
The girl's
going to
great.
last longer. Okay, give it to me.
Were you hoping for a boy or a girl, or it didn't matter?
Well, you know, in China they won't tell you, right? So when you go to the doctor,
Actually, you can. It's on WeChat.
I understand.
Like,
We had a guy.
Oh, you
who
get a
would-
test? You mean?
you get a van. He pulls up outside.
Yeah, he pulls up in your. They literally you
On
hop in the back.
Taobao?
Of,
Yeah, wherever you want.
Oh,
You
dude,
can
that's
get a lot of shit in Davao.
yeah.
fuck. Dude,
for like,
let's-
for
let's-
like
let's
50
send a
bucks.
Back on that. Back on that.
Fuck,
Yes,
dude.
yes.
I mean, if you really want to know, like everything in China,
Baby
you can get
daddy.
anything for.
So
for
you knew
price.
before?
No, I did not know, but I chose not to know
Yeah, I
because
think it's nice not to know.
if we really wanted to know, like you said, you could pay $100 US, right? Someone can show up at your house. Literally, you jump in the back of a car.
But then what? I mean,
No,
what
but
is
like-
the difference? I mean,
But no, it's kind
It's
of
your
like
baby. It's coming out. Like,
I
the
mean-
Christmas tree set up, the fucking presents are there, but you don't get to open it
yeah, but you need to know
until.
what color lights to put on the Christmas tree
until-
to paint the baby room.
I mean, there was.
It's a baby, man.
We
it
basically
takes one
had.
day anyway.
We had a girl's name, we had a boy's name. I know it sounds cliche, but really it's true. Like all you hope is like, do they have all their fingers, toes, and are they like okay?
Are they healthy?
Right? Like, and they come out, and you're like, is everything good to go? And like all the arms and everything there, and they're like, yeah, we're all good. They're like, sweet,
We made it.
we made it, yeah. And then you're like, what is it? And you're like, oh, okay. And then you move from there.
You're good with that.
It doesn't really make much of a difference the way you treat them, I guess. I mean, not for me at least. I don't think for most people. I guess in China, right, they have that issue with like aborting girls and stuff. But I don't know if that's true these days. I know it was in the past, but that obviously wasn't an issue for us. So
As long as you got 10 fingers, 10 toes.
kid's got all the fingers. She can hear. She can see. Like
Yeah.
we're super happy.
You told me she sleeps pretty well.
Sleeps like a fucking
That's-
champ.
That's
It
the
looks like
best.
the
like a
first, I mean,
champ.
I never hear make like a sound or a scream that is annoying compared to most of
Yeah,
the
no,
kids I find
hasn't-
around me.
Yeah, I don't have
super
any. I don't have
chill,
any
man.
other kids, right? So I don't know what to compare it to. But I can say that
But you
a
never been in a
2-month-old.
plane or like.
Yeah.
Shut up, baby. I know we're flying, but it's okay. Stop crying. It's 12 hours.
Well, and then she does wake. I mean, at least my kids like almost the same. Like they wake up, they might be a little grumpy, but give them that fucking little milk, and then boom, they're like
Yeah, solid.
back solid. Yeah.
Sleeps all night, can't complain.
Yeah, but
you
you
know.
got a special trip. You told me this earlier tonight. When a baby cries, what do you do?
Shower out the window. Yeah. My kid just loves to be
I
outside.
do the
so-
same with
really?
Diana.
Yeah, whenever she cries, you just point her to a window, and she looks out the window, and she's happy as shit.
I never did that.
Or a mirror, and she'll just like either stare at herself and like, what the fuck is that? or look at me and smile. Right.
Right.
So you know, I probably do like 30% of the work. Right, I would say like the wife does the rest, so I can't really. 30. I'm guessing 30, like on a good day. Good
How
day,
much?
30.
Fuck,
I change a lot of diapers.
man,
Come
dude,
on. The kid's like she shits like an old man. Like it might be,
Yeah.
it might be like a small baby, but like it's gross.
it
And
is
so
like
like
green and
But it
fucking
smells nice when
liquid.
they're babies, right?
No.
Oh my god.
no,
the
no.
worst.
The baby smells nice, but the shit that comes out of the baby does not. The first
couple
couple,
stain goes into their.
yeah, it's kind of gross. But whatever, you know, like at some point you got to grow up and do that, right? Maybe I don't
Or
know.
you could be an uncle and go home whenever that shit starts happening.
True story. True.
You have
I
all
guess.
the fun and the
Barbecue Uncle Dave doesn't have to deal with that.
I
He
know,
just,
they just come hang out with me and then.
well, you
I
know.
will say, I think I get at a certain point, and I think I've reached it in the last 3 years. I'm like, fuck, man, I like kids because adults are fucking terrible. Like,
Yeah.
I just want some kids to hang out with, and
But I'm assuming the
sounds
kid
very-
would become terrible at some point, right?
fuck you, man, I'm a good dad.
I'm not saying you're not, but they're probably gonna have shitty friends. Cause look at your friends.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. Like,
Fuck, oh,
Yeah.
shit.
You talking about the kids' friends?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Look,
but that's
I
a
mean,
long, that's a
you
long-
only raise, in my opinion, you only raise your children until they're about 12 or 13. After that, your friends raise your children. Their friends, sorry. Their friends raise their
Your
children.
friends, yeah.
So like,
You mean
basically,
they
kids
become
grow
like a
up in
yeah,
pack?
like they
become like a pack
they
and grow up
raised by
together.
their surrounding they have around
what
them.
did
I
you
mean,
do when you were 14, 15? Were you listening to your parents or your friends?
Let's not talk about that.
My friends.
Your friends, right? Your kids ain't no different. Like so, your child will be raised by their friends by the time they're a teenager.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't,
A good base, a good.
yeah, you got to give them a good base.
If they can't figure out how to understand the problem correctly, by that time you're fucked.
Exactly.
So you thinking about having kids?
I would love to have kids. I love kids, man. Like my nieces and my nephews, I got 6. And they're amazing. Like my one nephew came over here who I grew up with when I was like 14. He was born. And so my sister was a young mom. And like we grew up in a lot of the same situations. And he's like one of my best friends. And he was going to do like a gap year or like a gap month. And he came to China. I'm like, hey, if you extend your flight, we can go to Taiwan. We can go to Japan. We can go to Vietnam. And we traveled for like 4 months.
Wow.
Before
Together?
Yeah.
Nice.
And he was 19. Like Joe met him. Matias met him.
I met him.
Yeah, he came up to Bionic.
What year was that?
You were not an adult yet.
I just hit 40. I'm just getting into it.
2018.
Okay.
Summer of 2018, he came over.
It must have been a dream fucking time for him,
so
man.
much fun, man. We went. I worked in Watchon Bay at the time, and he would like for the first like 2 weeks he just came up there and set the office. He literally got his passport. He'd never been out of like the suburbs of Atlanta or the suburbs of Phoenix.
Really?
In
Wow.
the U.S. And he came here and he was just like, just side note, if you ever can travel with your family, it's fucking amazing. I've traveled with my mom finally. It's amazing. And he came over here for like a month before he went to college. He had like a baseball scholarship in like small town Tennessee. He came over
What
here.
town? I got family in Tennessee.
Fuck, man, it was like Sewanee or something. I don't remember, man.
Okay, it's a big state. I don't know it. It's a long, skinny, worthless state. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I like parts of Tennessee.
We got
Tennessee's
Nashville,
gorgeous. I love Tennessee.
country music. Yeah.
Anyways, back
Bless
to the
your
kid.
heart, Joe.
Back to the kid. Don't look at Diana.
He came over here, and I worked in Watchon Bay, and he traveled around like Shenzhen a little bit. He like took the metro, figure out how to do that.
Did you get a girlfriend while I was here?
Maybe.
Did you get a couple
I don't
girlfriends?
know. I don't ask these questions, man. We respect each other's privacy.
Come on, you didn't take him to little rub and tugs, dude? little wash on
Fucking
base special.
Fucking car wash.
Oh.
No, never.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And then I took him to Bionic. He was like that. Then we
Mine camera.
we went to Japan.
Yeah, go for it.
No, we went to Vietnam in Hanoi, and he learned to ride a motorbike in Hanoi, and we just fucking pedaled around. We were driving out of Hanoi one day, and we looked down, and these guys were like swimming in the river in Hanoi. And we're like, fuck it, let's go down there. Drove through some rice fields, and we went down to this like little riverside, and there's like 12-year-olds, 20-year-old, 50-year-old, 90-year-old fucking dudes, all guys, butt ass naked, swimming in the fucking river playing hacky sack.
How do you swim in the river and play hacky
No
sack?
way.
No, they would swim and they would come up to dry off and play hacky sack.
Was
And there's
it like nuts swinging the whole deal?
yeah. And there's like
No women at all.
no women.
I
They
mean-
were rice farmers. And it was like the apprenticeship levels of the rice farmers. The old guys who knew what was happening, the guys who do it, and the guys who were learning. And we were like, fuck it, let's go down there. Like, good story.
So you guys got naked?
No. We showed up, and like my nephew is like, he's a baseball scholarship, and he's kind of beefy, like
Right.
he's strong, and like the 15-year-old dude's like, hey, what's up? And they started doing like pull-ups in this like workout gym they have. My nephew's like, he like does like plank pull-ups. And they're like, you want to swim? We're like, nah, we're good. We're not taking our clothes off. That's my uncle, my nephew. It's weird. We're not gonna do it. Then we went to play hacky sack with like a middle-aged group guys.
With the nuts out?
No,
No.
I think
They put the
our
clothes on?
shirts and our
They're
pants
both
on.
jingly.
Okay.
But they were all naked.
They were all butt ass naked,
Ew.
and you could literally see the city skyline. But it was like a little like like a rice field outside, and we went up to like play with these older guys, like the high level Genza or like hacky sack stuff, and we played for like 3 minutes, and we laughed and we joked, and they were like, "You're not good enough. Y'all can go back down there."
No.
Everyone's butt ass naked. We're like, all right, it's time to go home. Like, we'll go to the next spot. But yeah, there were a fucking ton of butt ass naked dudes. I feel like based on Matias' knowledge,
Go to fucking Vietnam right now.
this is
Bro,
like,
you must have looked like the referee in that.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up?
They just kicked me out of their group, man. They're just like, fucking, like, you're cool, but get the fuck out of here. No good.
Oh
I
gosh.
have some good travel stories with him. Man, if you ever get to travel with your like family, my mom, she came to China in 2018, the summer before him. She came for a month.
17, whatever, doesn't matter.
17? I don't know. I have to look at my phone and find the pictures. And it was her. She was 65, and it was the first time out of the U.S. She got a passport.
And came to China.
Yeah, and
That's
she,
a bold move. That's a bold move.
Yeah.
That's like jumping right into the deep end of travel.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Mom, just come hang out with me. She didn't.
Boom.
She recently did.
She never took like a cruise to like Mexico or.
Man, I don't want to get too much into my personal like family stuff, but
That's so personal. Fuck.
Well, now I want to talk about it.
I don't know if you asked or not. But we didn't
she
ask
never
it.
went to the. She never went out of the U.S.
Okay.
She had planned on. She had a passport that expired, never used it.
Alright.
And I was like, Mom, you don't have any more ties. I think you can probably extrapolate on that to figure out what happened. You don't have any reason to stay in the U.S. right now. Why don't you come hang out with me in China? And she landed in Hong Kong. I love you, Mom. But she talks a lot.
Did you pick her?
She's never met a stranger in her life.
Is she a woman?
Yeah.
Dude, Southern lady though. Southern ladies
What
can
was
talk
that?
to a brick wall.
And my mom, I said, Mom, I'm gonna take care of you. Someone will pick you up at the Hong Kong airport and bring you to Shenzhen, so I don't have to cross the border. And
But naked? No, that wasn't.
Hacky
I'm gonna send a hot Hong Kongese stripper to pick you up at the airport. My mom was like, "Okay, that's cool."
All right.
Did you really?
No, I didn't. It was proper. She came to Shenzhen.
So you went to Hong Kong to pick her up.
I picked her up at the border.
Oh.
Because I wanted my mom to have a little bit. My mom loves adventure. If you hear any other travel stories, my mom, we've traveled.
For the first time out of US, that's quite an
My
adventure
mom
to
was-
understand how the fuck to get to Shenzhen from the Hong Kong airport, man. It's like it's not easy, man.
I coordinated, like I
Okay.
supported this. I didn't
You-
take care of all of it. 'Cause
You get
my
a
mom-
car or?
Yeah, we had a van pick her up at the airport and say, "This is the number. Here's the WeChat."
Okay.
All
So it
my
wasn't like, hey,
family's on
go
WeChat.
find the fucking 47
Yeah.
But
bucks.
still,
no,
when
no,
you
no,
cross
no,
the
no,
thing,
no.
where to go to get the thing is
You
not-
have to you got to give somebody an adventure. Like that's part of travel. But also, like that's my mom. I'm gonna try to take care of what's happening. And she got to the border, and we were driving back to my house, and my mom was just like, "Oh my God, it's so bright. There's so many things." And then she didn't say anything else. And my mom her eyes were wide. It was beautiful. Like my mom was like,
Wow.
"Wow, I've never seen this side of things." And then my mom and I went to Thailand.
It's like the projects with more people.
There are so many.
And neon lights.
And then I broke my mom's foot.
No, how? What if on a motorbike, on an electric motorbike? Of
Wheels.
course, man. I knew,
You're
man.
right.
I knew.
You're right.
I knew.
Not electric. I took my mom. I was like, she loves to ride motorbikes. And I'm like, "All right."
So I don't know. The reason I said the project with more people is I've only had a few people in the 16 years or so I've been in China that have visited, and every single one, everyone, has said the same thing, which I never thought of because I never grew up in the projects. I grew up in I grew up in a lot of places, moving around the world and all this stuff, but never in the projects. And everyone said the same thing. They were like, "Wow, it looks like the projects."
But LEDs.
Because all the buildings are built by the same
Design and look.
Contractors.
contractors, right? Yeah. So you'll have a building of 10 units or 12 units or whatever. It's not like every building in the city is the same, but that one compound is the same.
Yeah.
And in the U.S., that's a project, right?
Right.
It's like some government project. Yes. But
it's government housing.
yeah, government housing is the lowest income. I'm like, no, this is every single apartment here is $2 million, right? They can be nice apartments, but they still look like a project to the outsider.
But inside they can be fancy or
They can be quite nice. They can also be shitholes, but they can be quite nice. But from the outsider who's never been to China, they look at it and they're like, God damn, everyone lives in projects. You're like, no, motherfucker. These are $4 million
that shit.
apartments. I could buy a 400-acre ranch for the price of this apartment. You know?
That's impossible. Until you know, man.
Yeah,
you can't
but it looks like a
fucking
project to the
compare,
outside.
I hadn't calculated. real
I never
estate
even
prices.
thought about that.
Yeah, it's true though, right?
Yeah,
They look like projects
it's
to
like
the
the
outsider.
fucking Wire, but endless.
Yeah.
Copy paste. AC's on the outside. Pastel colors.
Of course.
Dude, have you been at Chungking Mansions?
No, I have not.
Everybody been
I
at
have
Chungking
not been
Mansions?
Chungking Mansions.
I've never stayed there, but I've gone there for like samosas and Indian food.
Yeah,
All right.
I've never stayed. I just walked
Not
through.
yet.
I
So-
got what I needed. Don't go.
I've stayed in the Chungking Mansions. So,
Really?
anyways, yes, many times. But
What?
before,
Why?
I'll get to
He
that.
was not an adult yet.
Have you, Freddie?
I
Have you
was,
stayed in the Chungking Mansions?
Yes.
How
You
about
have.
Diana?
Diana,
I've-
So you really never? I've
That's
never.
where I met Diana,
I
man.
have stayed in the Chungking Mansions when I lost my passport and couldn't get a hotel.
So you stayed there?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I got like put in an apartment, like in a hotel right next door to it one time. It's like, fuck this place,
Man,
dude.
keep your fancy shit up out of my Hong Kong.
well, so the reason I bring it up is because
to be at that time.
my
Oh, it's
parents have been to
terrible.
see me a few times over the decade-ish, and different times. So mom's come by herself, dad's come by herself. They both come together. And the first time my mother, I think it was the first time, she came to
You brought
visit.
it there.
No, I didn't bring her anywhere.
One
So
question. Are your parents married?
yeah.
Okay.
So they, for some reason, she had to go to Hong Kong. I think her flight was out of Hong Kong or something. I can't remember. And so she went. I've been to 50 countries. My parents have been to probably similar amount, right? So we've traveled a lot. And so mom was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Hong Kong. I'm gonna spend like 2 nights, and then I'm gonna
You
fly
grew up
out.
as like an army kid, right?
Yeah, I grew up as an army
We were
kid
all over the place.
before I was in the army myself and all that. So they're very comfortable traveling. Anyways, she books a room in the Chungking Mansions because she doesn't know shit about Hong Kong. I don't know shit
good
about
price.
Hong Kong because I had lived in Beijing for many years and I didn't know anything about Hong Kong. And so she sends me a message. She was like, every single person in the elevator is like a 6'9" African.
Nigeria.
What the fuck is going on in my? And she's just.
And you know, it's not
Oh,
even cheap.
let me
to stand there,
back up.
man,
Yeah, it's
man.
Hong Kong, everything.
Let me back up in the story. My mother was a cop, so she was a former.
I know what's going on here.
So my mom's like watching drug deals going down, right? She's like kind of like hanging out, and she's making friends because my mother's like your mother. She just never met a stranger. She could talk to a brick wall for hours.
I love you, Mom. That's not what I said
Yeah,
at all.
no, I
If
love
you
it. No,
listen
like
to
it's,
this.
it's a positive. But like when you're in that such situation, you're just like, I'm literally watching the craziest shit. Because the Chungking Mansions, for anyone who's never been there, is the wildest place you could probably ever spend a night in Hong Kong, maybe in
Also the most
Asia.
fun.
Like it's so much fun. I mean, it's wild. It's just full of.
See everything, man. It's there.
Yeah.
It's like a slice, diagonal slice of the fucking.
Well, okay, so would you say it's like safe there?
Yeah, I thought it was. I mean, I've stayed there. After she told me about it, I had to go check it out.
Maybe.
Okay, listen.
As long as you're
No,
not
let me
going to
rephrase what I mean by
shit.
safe.
If you're not oblivious to
Let me-
what's happening,
Like,
you're safe.
It's a place that you probably will not, for the most part, get like bodily harm, but probably get fucking ripped off.
Oh yeah. Or
Yeah,
I would
like-
not.
That kind of
for
place,
sure.
I
right?
definitely wouldn't send my mom there.
Well, I mean, I didn't send her. She booked it, but like,
Stop you or stop.
Yeah,
No,
I mean
no,
like
no,
that.
no,
Like you're
no.
not gonna.
but also like if
But
you're
they'll fucking
You
aware.
enter in your fucking hotel room or something.
They'll jack your
You're,
iPhone if you
you're
get a
surrounded by
chance.
fucking weirdos, and everybody's there trying to fucking rip you off if you try to buy something. But as long as it's,
I don't think you're gonna get raped or murdered or anything like that.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's
But
not
there
like-
might be some petty crime, but not violent crime.
Yeah.
Pickpockets.
Yeah,
that's
Oh,
what I
you
mean.
want $1 apple? No, I have a $50 apple. Okay, I'll take the $50 apple because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, like I said, if you're aware, it's a cheap, interesting, centralized place to stay. That's why everyone stays in Chungking Mansions, right? It's like right there.
But it's not necessarily cheap. I mean, if we know Hong Kong and stuff, we know that everything is expensive. You come from the outside, it's not cheap.
Sure.
I mean, it's
no,
not
you're
like-
still spending $50 or
It's
maybe
probably
more.
like the
right?
cheapest, but it's not like cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, if you book last minute, you spend at least $150 to stay there. Right?
That's pretty cheap though.
For Hong Kong,
I got
could
a
be. Well,
question,
pre-COVID, yeah.
Based on,
$150 US. I'm talking.
I mean, that
No.
gets, in Hong Kong,
Yes.
that gets you
What?
a room that you can touch
Last
the
minute,
walls.
yeah.
You're fucking Italian.
150?
I believe it's expensive.
No, it doesn't get you a window.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why, probably.
No, but if you book last minute, trust me. I mean, it's
150 US. I thought you were talking about like Hong Kong dollars or RMB.
no $100, man. No.
Hong Kong dollar.
At least
US dollar or
it's at least 500, 600 Hong Kong dollars
To stay there?
to stay.
I don't know. I
Chongqing.
mean, I have this feeling that every
Yeah.
time he goes to Chongqing Mansion, he's taking a girl with him.
man.
He's
You're
charging
living in,
him
like, the
up,
penthouse
charging, right?
Chongqing
That's what I'm
Mansion.
assuming.
No, man.
The wrong room.
Yeah, they're
You
on.
get 100 HKD. room
Yeah, I would. But my
Chongqing
guess would be like around
mansions.
200.
You're not
like,
gonna have a
that'd be like the
window or
average.
bathroom
Yeah, so Freddie,
or
the
fire safety.
Freddie,
That's a very okay.
Window that this size enough to.
No, man, you have
something
no
like that.
window.
Really, I'm not joking. It's like.
the rooms we're
Then I've been
getting,
ripped off.
the
even by
rooms
the
we're
internet.
getting don't include hand jobs. So maybe the room you're getting is
That's double.
like a
That's
different,
why.
yeah,
Diana,
thing.
you didn't fucking tell me that, man.
That's why.
I
You
thought
brought
you
her
were
home.
doing-
What
I
was
thought
the
you were
price?
doing it out of love and passion, man. You
No,
fucking
no.
ripped off
She
me.
does it for the shirt. That's all.
That's the only thing she's wearing.
But the food is fucking bomb there, man.
Oh, and Hong
Oh, you get some
Kong
good
is
food
so
there,
man. The
for
Mexican
sure.
food, so
Oh,
good.
Hey!
Continue.
In
What are you talking
Chongqing,
about?
there's good Mexican food.
No,
Huh?
there's good Pakistani food.
I
Though.
went to Indian food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Indian
No,
shit,
Indian food
Pakistani
is
I
stuff.
don't like
Yeah.
Indian food so much.
really.
It's good.
I like
Fuck.
Mexican.
You don't
food
like
and
Indian food?
Japanese.
No, I'm saying it's good there.
It'd be
Although
like-
I don't know enough about like the country to say like northern or southern
Whatever,
or
it's
whatever.
good, it's good, it
But
tastes
what I
good.
had, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Right?
I used to go for the samosas. Dude, I get those in a good bag and put it in my backpack and just fucking eat them all day in Hong Kong.
What's a samosa? I know a momo.
So he's been
What's that?
vegetarian since he was born. One of the few people I've ever
Oh,
met.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew you were vegetarian, but I didn't know that it was.
Yeah,
A
this is
lifelong
my
thing.
parents, man. My parents were vegetarian. My fucking grandma's vegetarian.
So
Cousins.
this is a hard
Uncles.
conversation to have because
Why?
there-
He makes meat for a living.
Yes.
So?
I makes meat. No, but also like I've never experienced that growing up. But
Mhm.
you've only experienced.
I've
that
only
growing
known that, yeah.
All your life. Oh.
Yeah, he never ever.
Have you
tried
ever
meat.
had meat?
Oh.
A few times by mistake, like
Yeah.
I would order like a veggie burrito.
Sometimes it's fucked up. Like people like me, we like, hey, that's a veggie pie.
Yeah,
Here's some beef.
no, I haven't
good,
met
isn't
any assholes like that yet in my life. So,
Until you met Dave.
Nice
until I
to
met
meet
Dave, yeah. Yeah.
Nah,
So-
I respect that, but yeah.
I might have I've tasted it by mistake, but
Do you like
never
beef?
on purpose.
Do you like meat flavored things?
You know, like honestly, I think like the Beyond Beef. You know, like
I haven't tried it yet. How is it?
But he would eat.
I eat it,
you
but I
would
don't,
know just because they tell you, but you never try meat. So how can you tell?
It's probably delicious for
Yeah.
you if you haven't tried
you
real
know,
meat.
right.
meat.
Yeah,
I think it tastes weird. I've tried. I
makes
for
sense,
sure
too.
have tried chicken.
yeah.
Like, because I was eating like I ordered, like I said, I ordered a burrito. They fucking it was a chicken burrito instead of a
Yeah.
veggie burrito. I started eating it.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
I would love to do some barbecue, because I do like cooking vegetables, him more so, but I like to cook shit I don't like
hmm
to like figure out what is like the science behind it. Like how much do you do this? How much that? Next, before I leave, we should do a barbecue, but you have to tell me your menu. And we also have.
I don't know. Fuck, man. Dude, I mean, if it tastes good for you, it tastes good for me.
Yeah,
But
but
he only cooks pork.
Vegetables don't
sense
taste
of
good.
Beef.
Vegetables,
Tastes
we
good,
should
it's
try
like-
to cook.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
cow.
you just
A vegetable that tastes good for me is like dripped in pork grease.
Awesome.
I,
Or
I,
wrapped
I
in
think
pork.
the
Yeah,
for,
wrap
for,
that in bacon and
for
we're
vegetables.
good.
Like I think the Chinese
Like
Fucking
a
barbecue,
Chinese, like
dude,
shao
dude.
kao eggplant.
do the best. I mean, not even that, but
Eggplant.
like tofu, the fucking cabbage,
The white
corn.
potato thing.
You know?
When we did a barbecue, well, I didn't do shit but poured beer, but they had a barbecue,
He brought
and
four
I brought
kegs.
4 kegs. But they had a
Blamed
bunch of
everybody for
corn,
getting
which
drunk.
I didn't try, but it looked really good the way they were good. I don't know the corn,
The barbecue
what,
corn?
Tell us what you do, because I was surprised.
I don't like to be put on the spot, but I
You-
make
you
barbecue.
guys,
I'm a barbecue engineer, and
Barbecue
Matias,
Yeah,
Is the-
engineers. I'm from Argentina. We do
great barbecue.
meat.
He's
And you guys, how long have you been working for the company?
he's worked with us like as a partner for maybe 5 years since he came
Wow,
back to
fuck, long
China,
time.
Yeah.
and then we.
And you just
started-
got back recently?
No.
No.
No?
In China for 3 years. Thank you, COVID.
He like came out. I would like to go and come back, but it takes a long time.
And you've been with this company for a long time, right?
I own part of the company, so I have a partner for one company in the U.S. in Atlanta, which we started, and then we recently started a new company with Matias. So Matias is like the smart guy in the company. He knows IoT, firmware, software, coding, anything.
So nerd.
It's awesome though. Like we're basically the three people who run the company are a bunch of like fucking nerds.
You guys seem all different, right? Like
Oh, we're super different.
Yeah, super different.
Nerds
Like,
in
at all.
nerds in different sectors,
Yeah,
like
that's
the.
important.
Oh, that. You get that.
Ah.
Oh, I dropped my.
Yeah, no
I
worries
got
with
it.
that. We are gonna do the editing, so don't worry.
So he does the electronics, the user interfaces, like the brain part of our product.
The real stuff you make money on.
Yeah.
But why though? Well,
So
'Cause he's a
well,
smart
well,
guy.
Well, why would that be the part? I mean, it's a fucking barbecue with fucking metal and.
You haven't seen
Someone
it,
has to build it,
yet.
engineer it, create it.
How
Put
do
the
you?
beef there and just stick
So-
something in the beef.
All you have to do.
And 8 hours later, the phone is going to tell you.
It's
Oh,
right,
'cause
and
it's-
you- that's
Oh, because it's
world-class
hooked up
salt-based
to
shit.
all your barbecue. Most of your barbecues, or is it a new thing? Are hooked,
So
most are hooked up to like an app.
they're all IoT app controlled, whether it's pellet, charcoal, whatever you want it to
Can
be.
it light itself?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like if I'm at work and I'm
So,
like I'm
here's how
gonna be
this
home in
works.
3 hours and I want a fucking 3 hour
Yeah,
post.
no,
Still need
in-
to do some stuff like put the charcoal and.
No, I
figure
get
out the
I get
meat and
obviously
stuff.
I get that
But
part.
after
Here's-
that, it's like
Yeah.
But you could set up the charcoal and the meat.
And
like,
go to work.
Like in
And
the
then
morning, go
say-
to work, and when you know that you're leaving, you have to drive 1 hour back home. You start it, right?
You have
So-
Yeah.
super
something like
proper
that.
They're
beef.
usually like 7 to 12 hours because we like good smoked meat.
Fuck.
But yeah, you can just put the charcoal in, put your meat in, and then when you're ready, say, hey, start. It'll light it. It'll take care of it. It'll tell you what it's doing. And you have delicious southern barbecue.
It's crazy, yes.
Can you
man,
can you
super
mention
nice.
the brands, or is that not allowed?
I don't know, man.
Because I mean, I knew the brands. Like when you told me the brands, I was like, I know that
We
brand.
work for some big brands as their engineering manufacturing partners, but I don't.
Brands that are available
Yeah.
in like
But you also-
major
Yeah,
companies.
Brands,
Europe.
maybe you can see them.
But you have your
Yeah.
own brand, or you only do.
So we have like a development company we built, and so we make products for business to business, B2B. So we will take you from an idea all the way to your warehouse.
No matter what it is. So
Whatever the product is. We have a full stack team that can build electrics or electronics, software, firmware, mechanical, production, everything. And so if you have an idea and you can move some products, then we know how to do the design to make it like a nice product, to kind of brand it and develop that brand language for you. But we also have the backing in a couple of different countries actually, and production options to engineer it, do the manufacturing engineering on it, do the production on it, manage the production, do your QC, get you through logistics, all the way to your warehouse, whether that's Amazon or your personal warehouse.
Doesn't matter where.
Or one of
basically,
our
yeah.
warehouses. So we can take you through the whole process. We mostly like develop outdoor lifestyle products, a lot of grills, ceramic grills, metal grills. We don't do propane or propane accessories.
Sorry.
We do charcoal, and we can make whatever you want for outdoor lifestyle stuff. But yeah, Matt does the electronics. He's been working with us for.
So how does
4 or
it
5
start?
years.
How does it? So how would it start itself?
The grill?
Yes.
That's proprietary information, my friend.
I don't know how it works. I don't know.
That's kind of
So,
long story.
because we
Like,
have a blue midget.
So the like a little have a what? I missed
we have
it.
a blue midget.
Oh, blue midget
We're gonna
inside.
have to run through a lot of stories to get to that joke.
I'm supposed not to say that, but we have a small, very nice people that work for us inside our grills.
Every grill comes with one.
Most of them, some of them are like.
And all I have to do is cook it once in a while, and they have enough to eat, right?
Yes, we
They
can
get the
help with
drippings.
that,
They get the drippings.
This is not at all what we do. Hello, Mr. Attorney. This is not what we do.
No, but I'm just curious. Like it's like it creates like a spark, and then you have.
So we have like an electric. Imagine your stove lighting charcoal, but you go through a lot of certifications.
But if my stove lighting, it's lighting with gas, right? There's a
So stoves can light with gas or electric or whatever you want. Think like an old,
You mean like
90s stove
wait
top.
a second. So like I have a gas stove and the
We don't.
We don't use that. That's
Don't
a
use gas.
We don't use
I understand you don't use
because I
gas.
don't sell propane or propane accessories.
But so it's like a spark, or is it a flame?
It's an electric element that heats it up and
Oh,
With
so does
electricity,
it,
Actually,
it,
make
it gets to like a certain like temperature, and then that kind of like
it ignites the charcoal.
right. I got it. Okay.
I mean, this is like covered. protected in patents, but it's like pretty general knowledge of like you just heat it up with electricity.
What's like a fucking like
The trick is like making it certified.
like
and
the bottom of like the hot water boiler
similar,
with like
similar.
a bunch of like wood or whatever shit on top of it,
but not that
and then it
would
gets
go-
hot enough, and then the fucking stuff.
But it's
starts-
handled by the Blue Meat.
But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
actually
That's
done.
the way we protect the fucking.
It's done by your app.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah.
Throw your meat on there, throw your charcoal. Follow the directions in the app.
Well-
So we do a lot of development for that kind of stuff.
We made some medical stuff also.
We also make some medical products. We make
Also some
toys.
bowling cannons.
We
I
also
heard.
make bowling ball cannons.
We
love to do
that is
fun
one of
stuff.
the
Wait a minute.
best things
There
I
was
heard.
no bowling ball cannon at the last party I
Yeah,
was
we
at.
threw it away because we got tired of holding it for so long.
No,
Really? You threw it away?
We threw it away. We gave it to
Yeah,
that.
it wasn't there anymore.
Bad idea.
It's gone.
No.
What would an IE do with a bowling ball
No,
cannon?
you should like
recycle it
hang
into
it
aluminum
or
and
Unless
make
she wanted to break out of quarantine.
327.28 renminbi. Because she brought the receipt back.
You should have brought that shit to Nantou, dude.
Seriously?
You should have brought that to Nantou. We could have been like where we are.
I mean, launching cannons into the
No,
construction.
you gotta aim it between the arch of the gate from the top of the hill, dude.
Don't put my name on that shit. That's how you get kicked out of China or any country that has it.
You're trying to get kicked out. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's just fucking begging.
Yeah, but we.
Nope.
We are
Not
selling
kicked out.
with
Sorry.
bombs,
I love
actually. Bling, bling.
But you bought that as a bowling ball shooter, right?
No, we designed it for
We
a guy.
designed for a guy.
So, fuck, let me make sure I want to like put this in a way that doesn't like create any
Okay.
problems.
Wait. We didn't kill anyone. Don't worry.
Yeah, no.
Did you help?
Safety first,
He,
by the way.
This actually,
have to
this
He
is
he
a story.
engineered it.
Safety first, because
Wait, fuck! I have to deal with all the fucking safety.
exactly safety first because.
So that's why I said we.
Actually, this is the story of how we met. Actually,
Yeah, that's.
On this bowling ball
It
cannon.
was the
that's
first project.
That's how we met.
So
yeah,
we had a
that's
guy from the U.S. who like made a bunch of money real young, and he woke up one morning and said, "I want to make bowling ball
I
cannons,
have an idea.
like putt-putt golf, but with bowling balls." And we're like, "Okay." We're like, "I don't think we should do that."
Do you remember
And-
No,
that?
so wait a
That
second.
shit
Wait a second.
to kill other
So
people
through
with
your
pens.
business,
Yeah.
you got like a fucking cold call one day,
No, not totally.
and he was just like, I need a bowling ball cannon. I heard you make shit in China,
Well, that's our partner.
and he's like, can you make that for me?
Okay.
So somebody from a previous job came to us and said, "Hey, we have this customer. They're doing this." And so like our position to build our company was to say, "Hey, you're a designer, you're an engineer, you have a product. We can take it the rest of the way over the finish line." And then from that, we built out more of the design and all that kind of stuff. And our old company we worked for, one of the guys had taken on one of these projects, freelance kind of thing. And he came to us and he's like, "Hey, we designed it. We promised this guy a unit price, and we need you to take it over the finish line." I was like, "Okay." We hired somebody in Shenzhen. I was working in Huachang Bay at a co-work space. And that guy kind of didn't really do the best job for us. And Matias showed up in the co-work space.
You didn't even know him.
I
you
didn't
mean?
know him.
Oh, okay.
He came for another project from a company in Argentina. He was doing like
That I prefer not to mention. Right now.
Is where Diana is coming from?
No, yeah, it's like, oh fuck, it's a long history behind that. But yeah, basically I came with a project from
And that was
some
like-
smart idea from Argentina, blah blah, with some stuff.
Like a startup and
And
whatever.
I was the only crazy motherfucker coming from Argentina that cannot
Like,
speak
yeah, I'll take that
Chinese, I
ticket.
barely speak English, and took a fucking flight for 40 hours to here. And that's how I arrived here, and I was in Huachambay, and that's how we met.
And
What
this-
was the product?
It's like the hearing aid device.
Okay.
So it's like I'm still like the geek dreamer that want to
Right.
save people and do something with technology. I'm that kind of guy. That's why I came here. We came with so little money at that moment. It's like developing country, Argentina. We have nice beef, very good wine, but that's it.
Yeah. Good woman.
Fucking 40 hours
They have pretty
here.
good engineers actually also.
And I came here to try to find a factory willing to do fucking 1,000 pieces of this very fucking complex shit. And I talked to a lot. I've around 50 factories around Guangdong. But yeah, it was like the way I finished in Huachanbei, doing everything like, okay, I have this. In Argentina, we say that whenever we do something, we only have like a little part to do that shit. It's like we need to do a lot of effort to make something happen, and here is like everything's so easy to make.
It's an engineer's paradise.
Yeah, it's like totally because it's can
Yeah,
I
of
have
course,
a
man.
red
Yeah.
plastic whatever something color Ferrari red whatever. Oh yes, we can do this for 2 RMB. Oh fuck! In Argentina, it's like I have to kill a lot of people to do that shit. we don't kill people. We don't kill people in Argentina. I'm just fucking joking, but whatever. It's like, and that's how I came here. When I say fuck, I need to stay here. I cannot go back to Argentina because I really can do shit here.
Right.
You went back.
I went back. I have to deal with some legal stuff.
Kill some people and go back.
Some people. I sell all the coke farms. No, just kidding. We don't have that in my family. Just, you know. No, I'm just fucking this is horrible character right now. But and then I come here like, really, I say okay, I can do this. I like to create stuff. And I want to change the world with the thing I create.
Bowling
and
ball.
I made this motherfucker and we are
shooters.
killing cow right now. But that's what is happening.
So no, wait.
Nothing's bad.
No, it's not bad.
No,
Cow
no.
parts are
You fast forward the story too much.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
So you guys were like fucking in a co-work
No,
space.
we were working in a workspace.
we were working.
Okay, not fucking. You guys were in a co-work space, and you were like, "I need someone to fucking design my bowling ball shooter," and he was like, "I can do it."
They have all the mechanical stuff. So they have like the shit like this. But yeah, if
Make
you
your
do
shit
that,
happen,
it's
but we can't make it think.
Yeah,
We can
that's
make
it.
it think.
So basically, they have like a military stuff. They have a thing that don't sing and kill people, and then you bring the
What?
No, because it's like something like shoot something like and kill people. That's what I'm saying. It's like
Actually, I had fairies on the side, and when you had a good shot, I said, "Good shot."
Make it beautiful. Okay,
No,
okay.
get it.
yeah, we
It
make
did.
them.
We had
Yeah.
4 versions. That's why.
It was still very dangerous for
It
the
would
kids,
say
I
shit
mean,
when you
but-
shoot it.
Like, good shot. RRR in the pirate version. Or
We
you're
have
like,
4 versions. One is that we are super inclusive.
But
and we have,
before
like,
Matias,
very-
the machine will still say that even
Yeah,
if you
the
would
machine
chop
was
off the
like
head of
just-
the kid
Okay.
in front of
It's
the
like the mechanical thing was like
He made
super
it
strong.
safe.
Okay.
And it's like a fucking ball.
So before you joined the project, it
Yeah.
was working and shooting balls.
Let me back up a little bit.
Yes, of course.
He was working in the co-work space. I came there because I wanted to start a company in there because that's where people are coming through. That's
That's where the
good
smart
place to
people
look.
are.
Right. But in Shenzhen, there's a lot of people. And like you gotta like sift through people
Yeah.
a lot, you know? But Matias showed up and I'm like, fuck, that's some cool shit. Like everybody else is like making food delivery robots.
What he was?
Bowling ball cannons.
Boring, motherfucker.
But this is like he's running his shit. Like he's aggressive and he's ready. We had another guy working on it, and it was just like, man, you're not focused on it. You're not like you don't understand. You're an engineer who has no business sense. But like Matias had his business mind on him. He was like on it. He was
I want to
moving
shoot bowling
shit.
balls at people.
And so
And this is fun. Let's
So
fucking launch
you-
It's like,
bowling
I
balls.
know how to kill people back
But,
in my
but, okay,
hometown.
so-
I will try to avoid it.
You know that?
as a business, you guys were thinking there,
You-
we're gonna fucking figure out how to make bowling ball shooters,
No,
and we're gonna
okay.
mass produce this and fucking send them by the fucking container full back
Yeah.
to the
Let me
U.S.
back up this then to get some clarity. So, we have a couple of companies under one umbrella. In the U.S., we do design. In China, we do engineering and manufacturing. In Vietnam, we do manufacturing. In Argentina, we do app development and stuff like that. In China, we also do the software and firmware stuff. So people come to us in the U.S. and they say, hey, I have this idea. I want to do a product. And so we talk to them and we say, hey, like, what is your business model? How much can you move? Like, what can you do? Based on that conversation, we decide what type of business model we can work out with them.
So you, I guess, maybe like want to partner with them, or they
Yeah, we wanna
they
partner
pay
with
you
you.
pay you
Are
to
you
do
just
it.
are you a client, or can we be something more than a partner? Can we really like link up and connect?
Like invest, like
or can we be a department of your business? Like we don't have to be your whole business.
Right. You do the startup, then we follow up all this and
if you don't want to build this
production.
department, we have a very good department, and we can kind of inset into your system, into your business. And those departments are like engineering, design, manufacturing,
Production,
quality control,
QC.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we want to be your supply chain. We want you to understand like what your clients want. We don't know. We're not marketing people. We're engineers. We're nerds. So if you can sell it, like we can design it, but tell us what you want. And so we take a lot of companies who can sell products, who can say this is what my customer wants, and we can work with them to translate that into a product and get that product onto the shelves wherever that is. But in order to do that, you've got to beat out a lot of competition. China.
Yeah,
the
of course,
US,
man.
And
Fuck that.
whatever other country wants to sell on Amazon or Alibaba or stuff like that. But from that, we've kind of like built a system. I'm kind of rambling on that.
No, but the
I do
point was like,
apologize.
so somebody came to you
Yeah, you can come to us.
and it was like,
I want to make the volume.
I want to put bowling ball shooters on the fucking shelves of Walmart, and you're gonna help me do it. And you're like, I want to be your partner.
We say we can do that.
No,
You can either buy it from us, we can partner
And
with
so
you,
this was
or you
what?
can pay us for design on
So
it.
this
and you
was
can go where you want.
this was like a paid thing. You guys wanted to
yeah.
partner,
Yeah.
So this guy made some good money with like
and like, what was the intention? He just wanted to shoot these off the balcony of his
That's
house.
a good point.
The idea behind was quite good.
It's solid.
I mean, it was solid.
It was
We,
It was
we
solid.
were looking, and he had a solid idea. So in the U.S., I forgot what the percentage is, but it's a high percentage of most 10 to 12-year-old kids' birthdays are bowling alleys. A lot of these kids can't throw a bowling ball.
heavy as fuck.
Too heavy.
they're heavy.
Yeah.
Weak
So-
ass kids.
Seriously,
Why you so weak?
we used to fucking put that thing with two hands and push it
Granny
between our
shoot it.
legs. Yeah, granny
So
shoot
you-
it.
Or
You put the bouncer, how you
the
call this?
bouncers.
They didn't have bouncers. when I
Bumper
was a
rails.
kid.
Bumper rails. I
And,
think
like,
we called them.
The handicap like rails, like if you're in a wheelchair, you have like the rails. So this guy's like, so a big percentage of 10 to 12-year-old birthdays are in bowling
10 to
alleys.
12, they can't throw a bowling ball.
I don't know what the age was, man. Don't
Anyway,
quote my
so,
numbers. Kids'
10 to
birthday
12, they're as
parties.
tall as a fucking pole, man.
They couldn't throw the ball. And so this guy, his plan was to design a bowling ball cannon that was like arcade-like. And you sell it to the bowling alleys. They can make their investment back in 12 to 18 months based on the price that another design firm gave him.
Of the rent and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, like so you sell it to them for $1,000, $1,500.
I mean, but they rent it to the people. So
Right, every
yeah,
birthday they rent it
yeah.
$20 an hour. You get this super cool cannon. And it's like, these are like super hard projects. They're like, oh, this 5-year-old kid needs to be able to throw a bowling ball only at the pins at the same speed a big jacked adult can do. Safely, and don't kill babies.
Safely, motherfuckers, yeah.
And so we're like, we
Because
can
you
make a
can chop
slingshot.
off the head of a kid if you shoot that
Legs,
shit.
arms, whatever.
You
Yeah,
you
it's like-
told me that you will shoot faster than a
It- it-
professional
yeah,
shooter.
Yeah,
A
it's
professional shoots at 18 miles an hour or 20 miles an hour, and this would shoot at like 23, 24
So it's
maximum.
like a fucking cannon, man.
And
So
it
it
was
was
shaped.
cannon.
It was shaped like a pirate cannon, or a laser, or an army, or a ferry cannon.
Yeah, we have.
But,
Is the fairy cannon?
we have the
So that's why I had the different voices.
Yeah, yeah,
different voices for
See,
it.
now the whole story like comes
I wish-
together.
I wish I had
you know,
the sound
I
of that
do.
stuff here because.
They have
should
the
make it-
voices too.
you should
I
make it
missed
your
that part. I
ringtone.
never knew about the
It has
voices.
voices.
Sounds so you can
It's
add
like
to this.
The
Yeah.
pirate was like, "Arr, good shot, matey."
Do you do the voice?
Oh, that's really nice.
No, someone
They
hired-
paid somebody. It was like professional.
Pay
Oh,
a
level.
really?
professional guy to make all the voices and sounds.
And then they paid us to make sure it didn't kill kids in front of it, to the left of it, to the right of it, in any of these directions.
that's what's
And that's where Matias came in. It was like, make
Because
sure
the
they don't
mechanical
die.
thing is like, yes, I can do a fucking tank and kill whatever I want to kill. So now how we protect the fuck. I
And
have to do all the-
it must have been like sensors, whatever.
So
the-
based on those sensors, which included lidar or radar or something,
I was
Was it
dealing with
LiDAR?
like high technologies to protect because it's like I don't want to kill a fucking kid, you know? It's like so I
yeah,
need to.
we're all super worried
Okay,
about
let's hide sensor from everywhere. How can I? If the kid run away, what happened if the kid drop here? So it's like
So,
Well,
but
actually, he figured
this
out
is like
a
a like
super
they just
solid
like have a
solution.
liver and then it's pointed at the.
So you have like 2 handlebars that use like motorcycle hand grips, and it had to be the spec. Like in
So the
product
kid was like-
development, we
like-
have specs.
It was like on the fucking bowling alley.
A 5-year-old kid has to be able to turn this 150-pound cannon
But turn
to
it for
shoot
what?
a 21-pound
To aim
ball
to
or
the-
an 18-pound ball.
But can't you just like point it at the fucking pins?
Yeah, but they need to aim it.
They need to
yeah.
play
Oh, so you have
around
to-
and
Why
they
are
wanna
you
shoot
allowing?
on the pins.
Why are you allowing a small child to aim that?
Because that's what
Yeah,
we
you just push the
call
button.
engineering constraints.
Okay.
The constraints are a 5-year-old kid needs to be able to aim your cannon. It needs to shoot as fast as a professional bowler
And move it.
Don't
Right.
kill anybody.
I mean, this would be a pretty
It had
good.
laser, light, radar, or supersonic
Leader,
sensors.
yeah.
We have like a lot of fucking sensors
We made it
all
work.
around. It's like
It worked. You couldn't
I
fucking get
used to
hurt by
work.
this
I used to
thing.
work in the oil and gas business, so you need to, because if someone smokes a cigar, you blow a fucking 5,000 people working in a fucking place. So thankfully I have this background, but then I need to migrate this to the funny fucking bowling machine.
But his bowling ball cannon would not kill any child.
Yeah, that's it.
But the problem was the old design company told the customer, hey, this is like a few $100s to make.
Per
Once we
piece.
did all of this, which is obviously we need a lot of safety on this.
Yeah.
It's like giving a loaded gun to a kid. We'll design around it. But the end unit price was very expensive, so it destroyed his business model. And so we didn't sell very many of them. And
We
decided
actually
to
made
pass-
it. You
Yeah,
made
yeah,
you
we
made
did
this
it.
and shipped
We
it.
tooled
I
up
wish
like,
if I
and
just
it didn't work with his business model. So we said, okay, like this is the price. This is what you need. And if you can make it work, then it works. And if not, like it's okay. Like
What they should have done is like fucking like miniature golf,
yeah.
but with fucking bowling balls, and the cannon, and like you have this huge
Yeah,
fucking
but you
course.
kill people, man. That's the problem. You got 5-year-old kids with cannons that will kill.
size
Yeah, but
and
you imagine
heavy,
like
like-
fucking
But
riding
despite
around.
the power, I mean, well,
Awesome.
Can it shoot? Like
If you launched it like
I
angle,
mean, it would
It would
shoot
probably
faster
shoot
than a
40
professional
feet.
bowling
40
player.
feet
40
with,
feet,
the,
like-
it's like you lobbing the ball. You're just windmilling that shit.
without
out.
landing. 40 feet.
Yeah. Dude, it would rip you. The winch on that thing had like an electric clutch and this giant like winch through a gearbox. If you were in front of it within 10 feet and it hit your ankle, it's gonna shatter you, take your leg off.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
If you're in 10 feet and your head's down there, you're fucking dead.
But why
This
are
is
you
like a
shooting?
baby flopping in,
Ah,
or
yeah,
a child
yeah.
flopping in
That's
front of
why
this
that's
cool
an
little
important
arcade
thing.
thing. But it was super cool because you could like pump up the power. You had this big red smash button. It was like a Mario bowling ball cannon. We made it work, but it didn't work with his business model.
Yeah,
It
because
looked
the price
beautiful.
was
That, man, and then by
So
itself, I mean, it's super heavy. Like when we were trying to carry inside and stuff, I mean, it's like was one of the heaviest thing I tried to carry. But then when it's on the floor, you can move it smoothly. It's like
You can just, it's like on a cloud.
yeah,
It's like a
man.
hovercraft. You can just push, a 5-year-old kid can aim it.
but it was like 400 no, 400. I don't know,
That
like
thing
200
was
kilos.
probably Couple hundred or 100 kilos, 150. I don't know. I'm American. I don't know
Was-
kilos.
Yeah,
was
that's
heavy.
Pounds.
all-
Pounds,
Pounds.
motherfucker.
problem for me.
How many pounds? But it was fucking heavy, man.
It was heavy.
I was like,
You can't lift it. It takes 2.5 men to lift that thing.
we had difficulties, me and
Fuck,
you,
it was
man.
cool
It
shit.
was like,
That's a portfolio project. Like I really
You have
hope that-
pictures like out like dressed up as a
Yeah,
cannon
Yeah,
as
we
the fairy
went to like
Yeah,
this VIP bowling alley in Futian.
and
With
tested
that
it
client
there.
came here and we like tested it. He was here for like 2 weeks. I had to entertain him. Super nice guy, awesome guy. And we like took him to the bowling alley in Futian to like test him. But like we were not ready for that,
oh.
which is unfortunate because like we tried hard, but man, it was a way bigger pie than we were expecting to like bite off on that.
Oh, yeah.
But we had somebody do it. He didn't do the best job that we were looking for.
Right,
And
right,
I was
right.
like, Matias, man, I know you're going back to Argentina, but can you come back? And he had another buddy who was like, dude, just get back here. And
Yeah, I have
Matias
to-
and I made friends, and the other guy made friends, and we're just like, dude, just come back here, and
Yeah, I was.
you'll figure out how to make some money.
I was going back to Argentina to continue the other business and everything, but this, life is sometimes.
Fucking, not every day you get to design a bowling ball launcher.
No, never.
That was my
yeah.
entire.
It's like you're one time in your life you get that
I
chance.
gotta live here. You should too.
So I went to Argentina. Because the other guy is supposed to be my kind of business partner or whatever. And it was a lot of bullshit behind that. And I said, fuck, I met these 3 guys back in Shenzhen from different places. Fucking American guy, fucking Ukrainian guy, fucking Norway guy. And I'm like, oh, you have to come back here.
Yeah,
You're
don't
going to do something better
yeah, you
here.
got
Why
that.
are you going back to Argentina? So I went back and I tried to negotiate something with the guys there and say, oh, they were super fucking cocky. Oh no, whenever we sell like fucking, they believe they were like Steve Jobs or something. So I
Right.
said, okay, nice to meet you guys. See you. Fuck, I just fucking buy a next ticket back to Shenzhen.
I'll figure it out.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah?
Going to China.
That's how it happened.
Fucking
Because
dropped it and
I just
go.
I closed a lot of shit because I have my stuff in Argentina, whatever. I said I went to the embassy. I have a small company in Argentina, but I can get like a business visa, whatever. I booked a ticket, and that's how I flew back to here, like fucking 5 years ago, and I'm so fucking happy with that
Right.
because here you can do other stuff.
Yeah,
It's
this is
happening,
land,
man.
land
As
of
we always say
opportunity.
here, the cool thing about Shenzhen is that people are here to make things, to make things happen. And you meet people that rather than discussing the problems, you discuss opportunities, and you end up making things.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
point.
the cool thing.
That's people are not. They're like thinking about the next spot. They're not thinking,
Right?
Oh, I'm here. Am I okay? How do I get out? They just. That's like I learned when I moved out of Shenzhen for a bit. I definitely like had this understanding of like I knew when I left Shenzhen, I would have this like cultural like shift in my mind. Like what I went to Vietnam and it's a much more like slower pace, more chill. And it was just like, oh man, I don't understand like how to live in this place for a moment. The same happens when I go to a lot of countries coming out of Shenzhen where it has such a grind to it and like energy. Like you're just like I'm on to the next. Like people are doing and they're creating and they're. It's an interesting spot. I don't know where I was going.
But it could be though, like where you're in, like what you do here, because like I was back in Colorado for over a year, and I felt the same way in Colorado. Like everything was so slow. Like everything was just people
When
do
you're
their thing.
used to the pace of things here, of course.
But also, when I was in Colorado, I wasn't working at the same pace as I was in Shenzhen because of me, right? So maybe there were people in Denver who were working as many hours as I am in Shenzhen, but when I was in Denver, it was a little bit like a vacation. Not exactly,
That is chill.
but it was a little bit like a
How long were
vacation.
you back then?
Year and a half. And it was like, it was a long time. And then I came back to Shenzhen. Of course, everything seems more fast-paced, but also like in Shenzhen, I'm like doing business stuff, and I'm opening places, I'm closing places, I'm hiring people, I'm firing people. Like it's a whole different sort of thing.
You're not chilling. Do you think that's because you don't live there?
Live where? In Denver?
Outside of China.
Well, I think that like the West is definitely slower, particularly Europe, because I grew up in the U.S. and Europe, right? So going back and forth between Germany. And the U.S., I can definitely say that Germany was very slow
compared to U.S.
compared to the United States. Like
You mean
going
compared to the U.S.?
yeah,
Wow.
going to Germany was like
I assumed it was
it was like stepping back in time for an American. Like Germans were. Oh my God! I mean, stores would close like 6 p.m., 8 p.m.
every Sunday.
No, every day. And I remember when it stopped at 6 p.m. and it went to 8 p.m. and everyone was like, "Oh my God, stores are open until 8 p.m." And I'm like, in America, grocery stores are open 24/7.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Why do they
understand.
go home? They
Like
don't have a
why? Like you
family.
could just do. Now, of course, as you get older, you recognize there's a lot of value in that and all these other things, blah blah blah. But I also like the ability for people to make their own choice in the U.S., where you could choose to stay open. In Germany, it was just illegal to do that. And
It's against the law to stay open late.
it was. I don't know if it still is, but I know that it was against the law to stay open late. And Shenzhen has this idea, China in general, has this idea that it's like very fast paced, but we forget that China has more holidays than America. China just closes for a whole month every year. And if you work in a factory, 6 weeks. Let's be honest. Plus the holidays. Like, so although we think that it's fast paced, it might be more fast paced for 9 months out of the year.
But nothing compared to the fucking real fast.
Yeah, but for 3 months out of the year, it's dead. Right? There's more holidays happening. There's a holiday happening next week, right? And everyone's off for like a week. And you got to pay them.
What holiday is that?
Tomb sweeping.
Yeah.
That's a week?
Dead people go to.
That's a week?
They already released a rule that you cannot go there to visit your dead people.
Yeah, but you can party in another place.
if they are alive.
So like China's weird, and like you'll get a call. I've asked many times where I'll be sitting at home on a Sunday night and they're like, your delivery's here. I'm like, a container? They're like, yeah, and they'll deliver a container to your warehouse at 8 p.m. on Sunday, which we would never think of in the West. Like you can deliver it on Monday or Tuesday or whatever, but you're not delivering a fucking container on Sunday evening, right, when I'm at home. But they'll do that here in a heartbeat. However, during the holidays, particularly Spring Festival, nothing happens for like a month. So it's basically the same.
Right.
Yeah,
It's just like
you are putting the effort in different moments.
Yeah.
In different way, but still it's the same.
it's the same amount of work.
Yeah.
It's just the West says, okay, I'm going to work Monday to Friday all the time. And China's saying, I'm going to work Monday to Sunday. And then I'm going to just piss off for fucking 2 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And but it's the
the
same.
guys are going to answer you fucking Saturday at 11 in the night in China.
Yeah.
Chinese work hours.
I'm saying the difference between like in the West, we basically work the same amount of time. We just do it a different way.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's all. Like we work, I would say maybe even more hours in the West. But we just work all.
On the working side might make sense.
And I'm talking about America, not
but
Europe.
on the customer side,
Americans.
it's like I freak out. I go back to Italy, man. I need to take a day off to go to the fucking bank.
Well, I'm
They
saying
close
about
at
a.
12. They open at 4.
Well, I'm saying like I'm specifically
always
talking.
break down.
I'm talking about the U.S. Like as a
Rowdy.
guy who grew up in Europe, I was in fucking Italy, but when they had the lira. Like I've been to every country in Europe except for Portugal and Greece. Like Europeans are exceptionally. I'm gonna use the word lazy because I don't have a better word, but like they don't go to work. I don't know if it's laziness or it's just like, but they got their
It's
time.
called work-life
Their time is their
balance.
time.
Get some.
Like Europeans take off the month depending on where you're from, July or August, right? It's the month is gone. Americans don't do that. So I'm comparing America to China. I'm not comparing Europe to China.
Christmas?
Because if you compare America to China, I think Americans probably work more over the 12-month period. If you're going to compare Europeans to China, that's a different story.
Which
because
one works more?
Who?
Europeans or Chinese?
Chinese.
Yeah. I'm
Chinese.
just gonna say Chinese are some of the longest hours.
They'll work long hours, but again, they'll
But in
piss
China,
off.
they work
will-
a
they
lot
will-
in terms of hours,
but they'll disappear for a month and a half.
Production-wise, 0, man.
Yeah, they'll disappear for a month and a half.
And that's when we started. Then that's when it starts. I know, David. I know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I gotta take a piss.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a different way. Like
the engineer guy was using this to stop the fucking dollar. Just in case.
So in terms of Germans and Chinese work hours,
the Chinese will probably work more hours, but I think the Germans get more done.
Exactly.
what's the
But
percentage ratio?
A lot. I don't know. I mean, like this is just my.
working hours. But
I
you know,
like the
80-20. 80-20.
80
okay, but the only thing that I want to say that it's not about laziness.
It's not lazy.
It's about
Not at all.
not wanting to lose the face. Me as a boss, if you don't know how to solve the problem, you don't dare asking me.
You just
So
go
you
around
would
it.
rather do it wrong and redo it than asking me
I have a.
how to.
I have a
You
vision
know what
of
I mean?
this. I have a vision of this because China right now is expensive compared to China 10 years fucking ago.
Yeah.
It's not a cheap production
So,
country, yeah, of
10
course.
fucking years ago, it's like so cheap. Like, okay, we need to do a beer can. Like 10 years ago. The motherfucker came with this. Like in 2 hours.
With a plastic bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, but the pressure. Okay, let's do the next model. I'm gonna read this shit. because it was fucking shit. So the shit, no shit. Sorry, in English. But basically, it's like they took like 20 releases of the shit until they have the fucking can to put the beer.
Yeah, but
Because
then
it was
it's
so
right.
fucking cheap at that moment. Germans spent like 2 fucking years to design
The
fucking
perfect
can.
one, yeah.
Perfect one. It's going to. You can send it to fucking Mark, Elon Musk, buy our fucking can. Go there. But in terms of money and time, that's why China is China today. And I'm
Yeah.
fucking engineer because I'm
Nah,
fucking
man.
geek that I
China-
want to create the numbers and make the shit
No,
happen.
but you know,
what I
can I tell you one thing? That compared to many other countries, what I think that production-wise, even though, I mean, China is not, people are not coming to China because it's cheap anymore.
Yeah.
No.
But the network of knowledge into making the thing happen.
It's an ecosystem. You can make it happen
Yeah,
here.
the ecosystem,
Everything.
the
You can
ecosystem
make it
of
happen.
production. I mean, next door you have this and this, and you can make it up quickly. So
Trying to make good
Every
moves
fucking
on that.
part
At
of
the
what we
end-
need here.
It's a vertically integrated supply
yeah,
chain.
yeah.
They can make anything.
But
work
as the
here.
supply, you're 100% correct. But as the supply chain starts to splinter, does that stay valid? Because we can all agree that there's no value in labor anymore, right? There's no value in making shit here. All of us make shit in China, and we can all say, ain't no purpose for the labor. So supply chain is all you got. So if the supply chain splinters and it goes a little bit here and a little bit there, do you
But
have that
wait.
anymore?
That's why I believe like in the government. I was about to say the fucking government, but with all respect. But the government realized that. That's why they are pushing factories not to do a lot of shit because the
But this
factories
is-
right now we're doing like I want to do a can and they were using a lot of raw material to do whatever they want to fucking. You open the fucking Taobao and you found this beautiful lady, whatever. They are using a lot of fucking materials, but in not a smart. They are just packing all the fucking market with things like they produce.
Yeah, but that's a very like Chinese specialty move in the marketplace.
But that's why the government is
you
closing
flood
all
it.
that shit right now. That's why
But,
it's
but,
surprised me,
but,
like, a
yeah,
smart
but
move
but
of
it's the only way for people not to produce outside. I mean,
You need to produce
If-
smart because we are like we have only fucking country.
and until 5 years ago, people come to China because it's like cheaper. Now,
do
if
that
you
in
want
Europe.
cheap,
No.
you don't come to China.
Yeah,
No, you find other countries.
Only people that have never been outside their country, they still think, oh, made in China is cheap. They can do shit
not.
very good. It's
You know-
like very good way of production. It is not the cheapest anymore, but what you get around it. I mean, I make this
No, you
can,
have the whole-
but next door I have the guy making this label,
label, yeah.
and I making the fucking glue, and then I have the one that is sending and making the packaging, and this is very hard to find anywhere.
You, it's an ecosystem. You have to have like a very big
Like I said,
population.
ecosystem
You have to
is
have
very
a
good to work for
lot of
them.
resources to make that happen. Like this is like a very standard way of growing a manufacturing business. You manufacture something and you outsource a lot until you get revenue generation. Then you start to bring those. This is like how acquisitions and mergers happen. You look at a company, you say, "Oh, well, you're part of my supply chain. If I own you, I can do this." And I hope this is on Spotify, which is 10% owned by Tencent. So
What, Spotify?
Yeah,
Is it really?
it's a huge. That's why it's in China with no VP.
Without
VPN.
without big
No, you can't use Spotify here.
You can.
Yes,
You
it's
can,
free,
you totally
it's
can.
open for
You just
software.
can't. But you couldn't.
No.
I know for a while you couldn't
I-
access
Wait,
Rogan.
wait.
No, you
What I
cannot.
say is like you need to buy you need to pay outside China, but it's fucking open.
No, you don't. You can totally use Spotify in China.
You need
Check
No.
it on your phone.
I have Spotify on my phone.
You can
I
totally
can never
use it
make
without.
an account.
No,
You
no,
can
no, no.
use
No,
it
you
without
don't.
what you
No,
need.
no, no.
You totally can. I promise you.
I-
20%, 10%, 20% is owned by a company here in Shenzhen.
I downloaded.
But
I think.
since how long? I mean,
Like 5 years. A
no,
while.
no.
No,
Watch.
Spotify is fucking.
I
open.
use
No.
Spotify.
Yeah.
But
Wait.
Every
Hold
time I try to
No,
log in,
let
if
me see
if I don't have
Airway.
the vapor promiscuous network on, It tells me, oh, you're not registered in this
It does
country.
not
Fuck
do that.
off.
Okay,
There
okay,
are certain
because you are
blocks
Arab,
though.
that's
There's certain
different
blocks.
topic.
There's still certain blocks. Like there is on any streaming service.
Is it because I'm black?
Yes.
You're Italian, not black.
It's not because you're Italian. You're not fucking that good, but
I mean,
you're
black
Italian.
blacklisted.
Yeah, we're talking to American guys, so you're black, and I'm super black because I fucking.
This is where we
Black,
edit this
I'm
shit.
dressing black.
With all respect of the.
Look, let
I'm
me.
confused.
All right, this is a super standard way to grow a business,
Okay, let's talk
and
about-
China understands that
No,
because
they fucking
it's
understand.
a manufacturing.
Fucking
mecca.
respect that.
They understand you need to vertically integrate. You need to own the supply chain to move in the direction you want to go. If you want to grow, own more of the supply chain, own the marketing, own the raw material, own the assembly factory, own the component factory, all those. And that's the way that the guys up north are like developing this place. And it's
Okay.
man, it's smart and it's strong. Like the West has no chance against this. Like
None of us
it's
are
a-
from here.
yeah.
And
But man, I
sometimes,
respect
why we
the
cannot
shit
do
out
that?
of it.
But they are doing incredible shit. Like in business wise and engineering wise, they are doing good shit because they have all resources. If they don't have the resources, they are buying in my hometown the fucking resources.
Until they
because
learn how to do
they
it.
bought like fucking lot of mines.
Oh,
in my
yeah?
hometown, really. I'm not
Yeah?
even
Until
joking.
until you learn how to make it do yourself. Then you are vertically
What is
integrated.
the
You learn, you
battery
grow, and you
made
like.
for what is the battery?
Lithium.
Lithium?
In Latin America, we have the three biggest lithium mines. One is in my hometown.
Yeah.
The other is in Bolivia.
Who owns that?
And they are super nice to my hometown. They are, oh, we are helping you do like solar shit, blah blah blah. Because they are super fucking smart. If I don't have the resource, I get it. The only thing like they were screwing it is like they give it the resource to everyone. So every guy around here, the guy in Yunnan, the guy in fucking where, was like, okay, I want to do a can of beer with lithium. Because I have lithium and I don't have any there.
Yeah, but you know, as a maker, engineer, or a developer or something, like that's a great place to be. Like that's like an artist paradise for an engineer. It's just, oh, you want to do what? We'll try that. Sure, we'll try that. Like if you want to like get ahead of the curve and like.
Also, the
Super
one
fun
of the,
place,
I mean, very cool thing
It's a playground.
in terms of consequences, not necessarily of policy, that China do when their foreign policy is about like, I mean, investing and making a lot of shit happening in other countries, and then like you owe me. I mean, I'm not coming there with my army.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a station, a port, and an airport.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Uh,
probably.
I don't know if we are
I
going
guess
to
it-
get deported,
you know-
but no, I'm joking.
Well, I mean, it is funny though that like no matter how much we can agree that it's smart moves that they make, all
It's
of
smart.
us,
Do you
all
wanna
of
run a
us,
good company, efficient company,
but-
let's have that guy do
but
it.
every single person won't say that what they really think because they know what's going on. And every single person
But
knows
what they
that
really
all of
want
our
is very
livelihood-
different.
every
But what they
single
really do is
all of us
safer
manufacture,
than a
produce,
fucking
make
army
money
base.
in China, and so you're like, I'll be the first one to talk shit about America all day. But
Yeah,
as a former
'cause they're
paratrooper, I'm extremely knowledgeable and extremely angry with what the United States does with our military. But I can talk shit about them all day, and no one's gonna deport me for it. But
Right, right, right.
but if we were to talk, if we were to say anything negative.
Mexican guy.
If we were saying anything negative about where we are, we know we can't do that. And that's why we're not going to do it, because every single one of us is invested in some way monetarily into the country.
Yeah, I think
So
we
I can say a
all-
lot of positive things about the country, for sure, but I'm not allowed to say anything negative.
Yeah, I can say a lot of good
Like-
advantages. There's a lot.
There's
of
a lot of advantages. I mean, when it comes to
I can say
manufacturing.
China's number
they
one.
deport me
A
in
lot of
3 months,
lot of
yes.
advantages.
I say that the wrong
So
way.
it's that-
You get a free hat with your fucking trip
Yeah,
back
yeah.
home.
I was saying every scene because
Nah, shut the fuck up at
I
this
sponsor
point.
for
You know what R stands for?
And
Return.
you, David, you're talking about Vietnam, right?
I think I have to use the restroom. We're gonna get out of here for a moment.
It's that self-censorship that we all go
There you
through.
go.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
works.
the reality is, man, it's like we can talk shit about this, we can talk shit about this, but there's like no matter where you go, I don't give a fuck what country, which place. There's fucking good, there's fucking bad,
100%.
and that's just life, you know. You may have the most beautiful woman and girlfriend and lover. She still fucking takes a shit every fucking day. You know?
No, 100%. Like, there's definitely, obviously, you know, positives and negatives. I have noticed, though, I will say, as a person who came here 16 years ago, I've seen a lot more leaving than I've seen coming lately.
You've seen a lot more what?
Leaving than I've seen coming.
But lately, the past 2 years.
I mean, before that. I mean, that's before that. Yeah, leaving. I've seen before that.
Did you say
There was
freedom?
like a mass
No.
exodus that started
because
like 3
my-
years ago.
Yeah.
Latin America need to get translation.
There was a mass exodus in 2018, 2019. And then you see, of course, now I mean, was that because of like was that like businesses? I think
business
so.
people?
I think so.
No.
Or teachers?
No, I mean, I'm not a teacher. I don't know a teacher. I mean, I'm not in the teacher game, so I don't really know what's going on with teachers. But from a business perspective, I've seen a lot of people leaving in the last 3-4 years.
I mean, I've seen, but the thing is also,
and I don't see anybody replacing them. There's always been people going, but I've never seen. I don't see anybody coming in right now.
Ever since ever since COVID, there's been no people coming in. But I'll tell you, like in my history, I've never noticed that personally. Like, I've never noticed that more people are leaving than coming. I've always felt it was kind of like like a constant flow. Like people leave, people come. People leave, people come. And then until COVID hit, and then it was just like
COVID is a thing like COVID impacted a lot, a fucking lot.
Of course.
Because before maybe you were doing business here, but if you cannot go back to your hometown and come back once a year,
right.
or what, you fucking decide to go back home if you don't feel enough comfortable here.
Yeah.
No, that's why. That's a part that they migrate. In another side, I believe they push a lot of people away. That's what I believe. They say, okay, they are not generating because we are getting more and more. They are getting more and more people that is generating stuff. They have the kids that went to the MIT, they went to that place, and now they are coming back and they generate more. So why I need more foreigners? That's what I believe.
That's true.
There's been like a move.
They are moving things.
You
like,
kinda-
okay, now I'm filtering. Who will stay here?
Yeah, there's
They
like
want
a
products.
like 5
generate
years
anything.
ago. There was a course sieve,
There.
a course filter, and it's like, all right, get the fuck out. And then COVID happened. It's like, oh, you can stay here for a moment. Nope, get the fuck out.
That's
And like,
amazing.
unless you can prove it's a meritocracy to stay here.
Yeah.
If you can't prove why you're here and that you're developing or you're progressing.
Don't get me wrong. That's not all bad. I mean, there was a fuck ton of Russians teaching English.
But the
in
way they
China.
assess that.
There's a
Maybe-
shitload of Russians
Dude,
teaching English in China.
On paper,
At least there was.
makes sense. But the way they assess that, maybe
We all agree they got
As
some riffraff.
a
out
bit
here.
of.
But like, it sucks, man. But like, a dull blade sometimes cuts some other people, and you got to go through some dull blades till you get to the sharp ones. And now I think we're at
Look,
whatever
I came from
level.
fucking Latin America that we are super fucking open-minded, super fucking free.
those decent people.
But here it's like surprise me because they are making moves. They are smart moves. I don't know if they are so fair moves to all human beings, but it's fucking smart.
If you're gonna have somebody, in
That's
the,
what I believe. Maybe I'm totally wrong.
if you're gonna have somebody in
Something I
the
like.
world run your country,
No, just kidding.
there's very few like country leaders that can do it.
Yeah.
I fucking vote China, dude.
Fuck, China will run it. It will
Dude,
run
I-
it.
Just kidding, fuck,
America,
I-
dude. Who the fuck, man? Like we have fucking a fucking houseplant as a president. Fucking Kamala Harris. Before that was
Hello,
Trump.
Mr. Biden Fern.
You know.
Yeah, I'd call him retarded, but that's like really mean to retarded people.
No,
But he's not retarded, though.
No,
we
like,
are
he's
inclusive.
he's
We
just
are
old.
inclusive.
He's like,
Don't
you know?
use that word.
Because
But he
he was
was-
back at like fucking old speeches 10 years ago.
But he was.
He was
Nah,
sharp.
let's
man.
be honest.
he
He
was
was.
all on
Let's
it.
be honest.
He might
was,
have been like a
He might
dumb
have been a
fuck.
racist.
He might have
He
been.
was. He was a racist and he was corrupt from day
Who cares?
one.
Right,
But now he's.
But he was
gone.
functionable.
Right,
He was a
on it.
happy
I
racist,
didn't
or
agree
you know,
with his job, but
he could
did it
speak.
well.
You know, he could talk. Biden. We're talking
US
about
president.
Biden.
He's
I mean,
just,
now he just is.
No,
what?
Biden.
Biden.
Do
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
But no, you could tell like he had like something inside of him.
I got a question for
he-
you.
well,
I
he had.
suspect that you follow American politics.
Sure,
Probably
yeah.
You guys,
I
because
do.
everybody follows American politics.
You have to so
When we don't
far.
want you guys.
Yeah.
Big swinging dick.
So
Okay, I need to
Biden made some comment the other day about Putin not remaining in power.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
How do you feel about that? Because
Oh.
some people are like, that's a fucking Biden dumbass move. Some people are like, that's a little foreshadowing.
I think Biden should shut the fuck up. This period.
He should not speak without
No.
thinking,
Without
without
the cue
control,
card.
because it makes troubles.
I think that
That makes just troubles.
No, but I mean,
That's
think
not
about
a
it.
smart
The
move.
United
You just
States
drew a
have
line.
thrown. I mean, again, as a former paratrooper, the fucking United States has overthrown multiple governments over the decades
Yeah.
since the 1940s.
We all make
multiple.
dick moves, but
Like,
The
like,
United States made the most dick
it's
moves.
crazy how many governments we've overthrown and gotten away with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's right. It's
And
complete-
recently, not
Do you
like
think
that's
like-
happening now?
you know?
And I wouldn't be surprised if there's so. Here's the problem: is that the United States believes. We believe. I'll pretend to not think that it's like someone else. Like we believe
that's my people.
that we're somehow still the biggest swinging dick on the planet when we're not.
Nope.
Right? When we're not, and the average
who is?
American. It's
China
not really.
is
No,
coming up.
I don't
I'm
think
not
nobody
going to
is.
say there is like a particular one.
I don't
but
think- I
there's
don't
a
think
greater
it-
balance, and that the average American is not aware of that balance,
Oh,
and so they
Right,
think
right.
that we can continue to just throw our dick on the table because it's always been so goddamn big, and they don't realize that like if you put these other three dicks together, it's bigger, and there's like more dicks coming on the table every day, and they're like,
And
Wait
all
a
of
minute.
those dicks think that China's looking better at this moment.
which is scary
Because
to
they can
me.
make some shit.
I
Make some moves.
There's a lot of countries that, and to be honest, the biggest mistake that the average person makes, I don't care if they're American or Russian or wherever they're from, the biggest mistake everyone makes is they look at the world through their own eyes, and they don't look at the world through their other people's eyes. And if you were to put yourself in the other person's shoes, it doesn't make a lot of sense for some countries to back America. It makes no sense. It makes more sense to back another country like
have a
China
good idea,
or
but
like
it's not
whatever that country is. So as more countries start to go, wait a minute, it doesn't make sense for me to do that. That's when America loses its power because we rule the whole world through our currency. And as they stop to use that currency, like a lot of countries are, we have problems. And that's where, like, I thought, so I came to China in 2006 because I believed that China was, like, interesting and I wanted to check it out. And then I was here for a while and I thought, okay, they're going to kick the shit out of everybody. Then I traveled a little bit more and I thought, I might be wrong about that. Actually, America still got its shit together and maybe China's just going to be like a bump in the road. Now, I think, you know what? I don't think it's the most amazing place in the world, but it might be the cleanest dirty shirt in the laundry.
This dirty
Right.
shirt is only one day old. All my other
Like
five.
it might be because what are your like again? If you're not an American and you're not Chinese and you're just sitting on the outside and you're looking at this from your perspective, you're like, well, who am I gonna back?
Hey,
Like-
but wait a minute. He lives in a socialist country, and I have heard him talk some stuff.
And we
About
fucked Venezuela a bunch of
But
times.
we can.
didn't we?
But see, here's the thing: is like
America?
as much as we can talk positive
Not
about.
from Venezuela, though.
Oh fuck,
He's from
Argentina.
Mexico.
Oh no, Argentina was good. Sorry,
Mexico.
we didn't fuck Argentina.
Argentinian.
We didn't fuck Argentina?
You
I know we fucked Venezuela, but never Argentina.
Which
You
mean-
never don't worry about
it means
Argentina.
he's
Yeah,
half French,
it's
half
like
Nazi,
a
half
third
Mexican.
of China in size. We have the best beef, hot beaches, very tasty.
But America never tried to fuck you.
Oh yeah, we did a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, we're pretty good.
Can I get Diana's beer?
No. Can I answer that question?
Yeah, Diana's
Can I
beer.
answer-
That submarine.
I
Here's
can
the thing,
answer
though.
that.
Like, here's the thing. Like, as much as all of
Can
us.
I answer that question?
Yes,
Because
but
you
I wanna
say
jump in
you
after.
guys- You asked me if you fuck us. We
I
fuck
hate this story. Why did
ourselves.
you ask this question? It always happens.
No. you
No,
are
we were
the
talking
rich-
about like what
You
America.
are the
and-
rich
Yeah, we fuck
white guys
everybody.
and all the
Yeah.
shit.
But
the
re-
white guy.
I would like to point out one
No, okay.
kind of good point here.
About what?
As much as all of us are business people in China and we all make money in China,
Yes.
none of us are gonna fucking retire and die here.
No.
No.
we'll
that's
never
true.
be local.
Sorry,
We're
bro.
just here.
No.
We're all-
We are not gonna
And
do
neither neither will any other rich person who was born here. No. Every single rich person who was born here owns a home in Sydney or California or Toronto or Vancouver or London. Like, my point is like, as much as we love the access to like a highly focused workforce and blah 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 blah, at the end of the day, we recognize that it's a short-term thing to get something that we want, and then we check out so we can go and do the thing we want to do.
It's a chapter.
And I think
to me, it's like, if I die here, it's because someone fucking killed me, man.
Diana, dude.
I drank too much.
Diana to kill you.
Diana did it.
Plus, never even bite.
Do you think?
Don't bite.
What
No
do you
teeth.
think it takes to like feel like this is your home?
It's impossible for a foreigner.
But I know
I
some
feel
people.
Shenzhen's my home though.
Look, I've lived in Shenzhen longer than I've lived in any other city on
does
earth.
it feel the
I
same
grew up in the
home
army.
as, like,
But also,
Anywhere
I
other
don't
home.
feel like I have a home. Like
Same,
I
yeah.
grew up all over California. I was always on the move. Like,
If you move a
where's
lot-
my hometown? I
I'm the same way. Like, I don't have
a
a
where
home.
my parents live. I don't have any.
All right, I have a question then. For that, when you say what is home, how long are you in a place with good friends that you are home? Like, I have a home in the U.S. in the West. I have a home in the U.S. where my family is. That's my home. But I also, like, when I leave China, I also understand, like, man, I miss some folks. Like, I miss some good people there. There was a piece of home there. But like, you have to understand what home is. And if home is, I have a residency card. But I think for a lot of foreigners in China, home is like, I at least, at the minimum, want to know that I can stay here.
Which
And
they
that's
can't.
Right, and that's like a very like roll the dice kind of thing. You got
Which
1
they
year,
can or
5
can't?
years.
They cannot.
It's very. It's
I mean, the
quite
only way I
difficult.
got back during, I had to
You were
stay.
married?
No, I got back because I own a company. And when I got back during the COVID times, there was like a short window in late 2020 where if you owned a business, even though I was married, they could give a shit that I was married. Like, I came back because I could make the country money. And then once I was back, they gave me a very short visa and I transferred it to a marriage visa. And they said, okay, now you can stay because you're married. But they could give two shits that I was fucking married to get back. Now, it was, I will say, as a person going through the immigration process with the United States right now, that it is far easier and cheaper for me to come to China than it is for my wife to go to America. However, when I come to China legally, I'm not allowed to work. Legally, I'm not allowed to
Your wife's not
invest.
allowed
I'm on a spousal visa. But if my wife, when she comes back to the United, she's been to the U.S. many times, but when she comes back on her new visa, she can work, she can invest, she can build, she can do whatever what I can do except vote, right? So like, although the visa is extremely easy to get to an extent as a foreigner coming into China if you're married.
US or in China?
In China, it's easier for me to get and much cheaper. It costs me like $120. For my wife, it's costing thousands, but I can't do anything. But if she goes to America, it takes a long time. But when she gets to America, she can do whatever she wants that I can do.
You can
Yeah.
do the American dream.
But vote. And then, and after she stays there for X amount of years, she can do
How
that
long can she stay there on whatever visa you process?
The green card.
forever.
Yeah.
And what is that?
Shoot,
visa?
forever? You said
Forever.
as long as you're married, or
As long as we're, I think
You
even
have-
if we,
you have a
I
kid
believe
and you're
even if we
married.
get divorced, she can stay.
you?
I
because you have
believe.
So it's
kids,
a
or
green card setup.
No, because once she gets in, it's like after I have to ask my attorney, but it's like after a year or two, even because we're married, she can still stay.
She's settled.
Yeah, so like she's allowed to stay forever. Now,
Well, America. I'm not going to say America because I'm from fucking America. So I'm going to say United
South America.
States. But United States always was a place. Oh, I can do the dream thing. Like if you go there, yes, it is. We are. Qingdao is doing this.
When you
shit,
came
like-
from Mexico.
city?
But no, that's why. Because we are the only fucking Latin American country that we have more right than the United States. If you fucking go to Argentina, right now you take a fucking ticket to Argentina and you decide to stay there. In 6 months, you are a fucking Argentinian.
So if I want to be Argentine, I go there 6
You
months.
go to Argentina, we have like the most soft fucking
Easiest citizenship.
citizenship. It's fucking timer.
is that because you have a tough time getting people to come there, or like what?
No, fuck? No, it's the problem is like we have like
Who wants
we
to
want
go
be
there?
the super nice fucking guys,
Oh.
and like fucking 100 years ago.
In your visa process there,
Yeah.
do you have to prove a bank account level, like a minimum? You have to say, hey, I want to come here to be a citizen.
I do for my wife.
Probably
A lot of
it's
places
not going to be.
Yeah.
What, for US?
Yeah.
No,
Like,
the problem is
has hard visa.
Like if you
Wait. You know what happened to Argentina? Argentina in the 30s was the only first fucking country in Latin America. In fucking New York, they make a movie about Argentina and they talk that it's the France of America because it's like everything was fucking growing. Fucking 30. I would
Is
like
that
to
good or
find
bad?
perfect because it was like it's like the Paris of fucking America because it was growing up fucking crazy, fucking up. That's weird. I will find the video and I will show you because
I believe you.
None of you believe me that right now, but then we have like a lot of fucking bullshit because I respect people, I like people, and I want people to grow and to do all the shit. But they try to say that we are fucking socialists. The only fucking socialists in Argentina are the ones that own Ferraris right now. You know what I mean? What is socialism in Argentina?
Is Argentina the place that fucking Hitler escaped to? And went to
Brazil
something
and
like-
Argentina. Yeah, Brazil and
we
Argentina.
have, like,
From my
we
understanding.
have like two fucking super nice cities that you
German
have-
towns?
that blow.
I would like to point out that our Argentinian friend has blue eyes. So,
Yes,
you know,
it's not green, it's not blue.
the motherfuckers ain't brown.
Oh, shit,
So,
dude.
like, there's a lot of German
Milkman
descent.
was Barbarian.
There's a lot of German
999.
descent.
What I'm trying to say is like Argentina is fucking weird situation. But I would say we have the most open. How you call? You have like.
Immigration system?
Yeah. Why? Because 2 or 3 motherfuckers, smart guys, say Argentina is fucking rich. We have a lot of fucking resources. That's why our friend from China want to go to get lithium, cow, fucking lot of shit from there. So these guys say, okay.
I just thought they had beef, women, and wine.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to
And
go.
Now they got
beaches,
lithium.
beaches, hot beaches. But
Don't
what I'm
not
saying is
not
that
not in my current scope, but the
Yeah,
beef
yeah,
and the
that's
wine
right.
I'm all about.
The other part, yes, the beaches part, we are not going to offer that to you. But it's like they realize that they can make a lot of money. The GPD, GDP, what is the order? Because
GDP.
GDP. The
Yeah.
GDP in fucking Argentina is fucking huge. We have a third of the fucking size of China. A third 0.5. You put 3.5, Argentina is the fucking same, the size of China. But the maps, the maps don't show that. But what I'm saying is like, we have a lot of resources, a lot of shit. So the motherfuckers that probably are not going to let me go back to Argentina right now because I'm talking about this, just realize that shit. It's like, I need to say to the people, you need to be socialist. I'm going to protect you. You are poor. I'm going to take care of you. But I'm only going to drive a fucking Ferrari. And that's what happened in Argentina. That's why most of the people who create shit go out from Argentina. I want to do technology. I want to do a best lawyer. I want to do like the best artist. I fucking flew away from fucking
You see
Argentina.
a similar thing here, though. I mean, I don't remember the exact number, but I want to say 50% of all companies started up in Silicon Valley are either Chinese or Indian, right? Like they come from China or India and they go there and start a company.
Also because as a foreigner until 2 years ago, you couldn't just start your business. You need to have a
Here?
Chinese partner, a Chinese wife, or whatever.
You still can't, man. I am one of the few craft brewers in this entire country who set up his business entirely in my name.
And that's why
And guess what?
hashtag Bionic Brew.
Yeah.
It's been around for so long.
Well, that's also why Bionic Brew has gone from the first craft brewery to the smallest craft brewery in the city.
This says it all, man.
Like, and like that idea of like I'm gonna come in here and do the thing that I'm gonna do is absolutely ridiculous. Like you're not gonna do it.
Yeah,
And
that's not the playbook here.
no, it's not the
It's not the
playbook.
rules.
If I was
Not by the
interviewed
rules.
months ago. Some lady contacted me. I was in a Starbucks in Checo, right? And if you're ever in the Starbucks in Checo, the one right there on the corner.
next to it.
You will be hit up by random people all the time. And so one day, this people came up to me and they're like, "Hey, I want to talk to you." Chinese. They always wanted to like talk to you about this. But usually school kids, like trying to do some sort of interview. And these kids came up to me and they were like, "Hey, I want to talk to you about blah blah blah." And I looked at them and I'm like, I'm literally working on my laptop doing some work. I'm like, "Can you just leave me alone? Like I'm busy." And then so they left me alone. About 5 minutes go by and I'm like, man, that was a kind of a dick move. I felt really bad about it. So I went up to her and I said, "You know what? I apologize. I was in the middle of something. Like, what can I help you with?" And she's like, "Well, I'm doing an interview for this TV thing."
Chicago Daily.
Right? Actually, no. It was a national fucking news channel. Like I forget the letters that went with it, but it was like a national news.
CCTV 7, 8.
Yeah. And she was like, "We come outside." I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "Okay." So I went outside, and she was with me, and she was like, "Don't say anything stupid." I was like, "Okay, fine." So I went outside, and they're like, "I want to talk to you about Xi Jinping thought." And
I just told you.
I was like, man. And they were like, "We want to talk to you about how like awesome it is for foreigners to do business here right now." Yeah. And I went on and I held back every punch I could possibly hold back. And they were like, "It's great, right?" I'm like, "Well, I've been doing business here a long time, and I will tell you that it's so great to do business here as a foreigner that my entire company is my wife's name right now." And we do everything in her name because it's way easier, faster, cheaper, and we pay less taxes to do it in a Chinese person's name than it is to do in my name as a foreigner.
Wait a minute. I have a question on this.
I did not make the cut on the national TV. They did not put me on TV because they were like, "We are not showing this shit."
So they had like a video camera and everything? It was a student?
No, it was not a student. It was the fucking. It was like the real deal TV.
So
it was not a student.
You thought it was like a little fucking high school project?
Originally, when I went up to her, I thought, and I apologized. Like, "I apologize. I was busy. I don't want to be rude. Like, can I help you?" And she was like, "Yes," because they were really young and they spoke English, right? So I assumed it was a student thing, but it was not a student thing. It was an actual fucking like legit Chinese news program who want to talk to me about Xi Jinping thought and about how they were doing so many great things for foreigners and doing business in China. And I was like, "Well, I'm not going to say what I want to say, but I am not going to lie." And so I told him the truth of like what it's like doing business as a foreigner. I was like, "It's so hard that I basically quit. And now I just run the backside while my wife does everything on the front because that's the only way to make it in this goddamn country. Like you're never going to make it any other way unless you export. Like if you export, like okay, fine. But if my business is not exporting, I make it in China, I sell it in China, I move it in China. My business is China.
You know,
I don't export.
I dated a beauty school dropout one time.
Yeah.
I apologize if she recognizes me, but she had a very good like analogy for life. Like I'm super simple and I like pick up these like phrases. And she was a hairdresser, beauty school dropout, and she went and worked for Quick Clips or I don't know what their name is, like
one of those
the $5 haircut spots. And she's like, I worked for them for a while, and that taught me to survive.
Mm.
Then I went on my own and I learned how to do business. And as like a foreigner in China, like you gotta be aggressive, like ready for it. And it's like a very similar ideology. Like if you can make it here, you can go anywhere. Like
for sure.
You have to like back yourself up a little bit and say, okay, too aggressive, because it's not an aggressive business environment. But if you tell the rest of the outside world what it's like in a particular way, then yeah, you understand it. And if you're willing to deal with that, fucking do it, because make sure you have energy and go for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of positives. I won't say, like I said, I didn't talk trash. I was really like holding it back, but I was also being extremely honest. I was like, there's a lot of things we can do here, and I like it here. I'm here because I like it, but I also have a shield, and that shield is a Chinese ID card holder.
I worry about that.
I
worry about that as
like,
a business owner.
I was like, that's not
Probably
what.
I will say like, you can do a lot of shit, but you need to pay a lot of
attention.
Yeah. You have to pay a lot of money. When I got my woofie, I had to prove that I had $300,000 in the bank.
To be able to get this shit.
But like, can you imagine? Like, when I got my woofie to open up my brewery, I had to prove that I had $300,000 cash in the bank.
I have a question. On the flip side, we're from the U.S. If you're an immigrant from China, India,
You don't have to prove you have
What do you have
$300,000.
to prove to like get in and say, "Yo, I want to open a business"? I have no idea.
You have to have a green card though, no?
Nothing. You just have to have a visa to be there.
But no, you can't work.
Oh, your vape?
Business visa.
Anyways, man, it's fucking 1 hour and 45 minutes into this.
Okay.
We're talking about fucking China.
Okay, let's focus.
The pros, the cons, the life, the fucking stories.
Come here
But
with
you're
us.
fucking leaving, so cheers to you.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers to you.
Finally,
Yeah, okay.
I'm glad I finally caught up with you.
Yeah, the reason why we brought you the podcast
Cheers.
is wanted to get you on here before you left, and here we
When
did.
we bring you for the first time, as well as Diana, you haven't said shit yet.
Diana's fucking busy, dude. She's
She's depleting.
busy.
She's falling.
Yeah, doing shit.
So
Thanks for having us on.
I hope you have one more barbecue before
I hope so too.
you go.
The veggie one,
Yeah.
they need to study the
I'll
how
cook
to
you
cook the
veggies.
veggies.
We have a
so
lot of barbecues.
Make a
man.
list. Make a list.
Tell us
Corn.
what you want,
Lots
we'll
of
cook
corn.
for it.
Yeah, I was gonna bring some like veggie fucking
No
hot
problem.
dogs that I
We
like.
cook
And
the shit out of some veggies.
Yeah.
We don't eat that shit, but we cook it.
Did you deal with the neighbor? Did you see what I sent you? By the way, you didn't reply me. Like the
don't
phone
do that a lot.
thing to find the restaurant neighbor.
I was so sleepy when I left your fucking place because of all the meat. I'd just been eating pork. It was so delicious. I was like waddled home.
We
I'm
went
like,
through so much food that night.
Man,
I'm so glad I did not go out with you guys. Everyone's like, let's go drinking. And part of me goes, yeah, let's go.
That didn't
And the
last
other part
long.
went, no.
yeah, but then this guy fucking decided to get punched in the face.
Yeah, because I like that shit, you know.
You know.
Not all the
Yeah,
time.
of
He
course.
looks innocent, but he's
But
not.
it was the same. Like, oh, you want some meat? It's like saying, okay, you punch me. You know that day.
No,
saying-
I'm not.
He could have said no, like no. I don't want to be punched in the face. Please don't punch my. No, he's like, do it.
Or at least if you really,
You know?
if you really want it, just
Called your
say
bluff and
say that
you
you're
just
trying to quit. It always works, man.
It's okay.
I mean, it's pretty funny that he did that though.
Yeah.
It's funny that he has permission. I
He showed
bet,
him with a black eye for a couple of
for me,
days.
the point is
No, fucking
you
days,
know?
like fucking whole week. I have to meet fucking factories with my fucking.
That dude,
But yeah,
also-
fucking
he's wild.
whatever.
He's
China,
wild.
that's China. That's what you have to pay in fucking China. you
Nope.
know?
No.
French.
That's
You asked
Nico.
for this.
That's fucking Nico.
He asked permission.
No,
You
that's
agreed.
suddenly I'm the fucking pervert.
No one said you're a fucking pervert,
No, you're
dude.
always the pervert.
No,
Not
yeah,
just
that's what I was
suddenly.
trying to- No, just kidding, just kidding.
I don't even know where to fucking go from there, dude. You know what? You're right. You're the fucking pervert.
No, I just.
You liked it. Fucking.
I never.
Cheers,
played that
guys.
page.
Good
Cheers
times.
to you, man. Bionic
Hey,
Brew.
hope to see you guys again, all
Thank
in
you
wherever
for
we
being
land.
here.
Thank you for the beer tonight.
The sponsor Bionic, Diana.
She's busy.
As long as she is, yeah.
She's happy. She's
Her
happy.
butthole's blown out. I think it's a pink sock.
Oh, that button's like, yo.
That's where we cut it and off. Designer.
Good.
Boom.
Good night.
Out.
Bro.